Sir, please get seated. Gayatri, can we audience lights?
What does it take to make a leader of tomorrow? A leader is forged by fire, shaped, reshaped, their metal tested, resilience and strength carefully. Yet a leader must also be like water, filling the cracks in a world rich in diversity, attuned to its complexities, flowing, adapting, changing. For a leader of tomorrow sails along on the winds of change, their minds purified by the rarefied air of lofty thoughts and high ideals, the jet streams of innovation and invention. Neither of which can be enabled without space. Space that can both contain and expand, mold and liberate. A foundation. A leader must stand on solid ground. Responsibility breeds sustainability. Wisdom is cultivated by respect for this earth. Building the foundations for tomorrow's leaders begins here. Global Schools Foundation, celebrating 20 years of premium education.
A company that has been constantly disrupting the Indian explosive Industries India Limited. From humble beginnings, when Sri Satyanarayan Nandalal Nuwal founded the company with modest resources, to becoming the largest producers of industrial explosives and explosives initiating systems in India, Solar Industries today has come to be a name to reckon with in the international markets as well.
The past decade has seen Solar working hard to source and absorb emerging technologies, adapting them for production and setting up cutting-edge manufacturing units. They have now successfully developed many indigenous designs for a product lineup of about 20 munitions to meet the rising global demand. Solar set up the Center of Excellence in 2015, the very first state-of-the-art laboratory for lifetime assessment and engineering of ammunition and explosives.
With Solar's sure-footed contributions towards Make in India, they are proud and excited to be among the change makers who inspired and committed to walk along the blazing trail of India's glowing future.
Can we have the audience light on, please? Good morning, VNITs. Hope you had a hearty breakfast. I am not getting enough response. Good morning. That's like some of those old day VNIT. May I now request our director and a great supporter of us, Dr. To kindly escort our guest, Shri Basule, to the desk. The clapping has to go on all around. Chairman of VNIT Alumni Association, Uday Kamath, and our founder chairman. May I request Professor S.R. Sathe to kindly register to join us on the desk, please. Welcome. May I now request Dr. Padole to welcome a legend by himself, somebody who has taught all of us, maybe especially the guys from 70s to 90s, to welcome Professor Basule. Thank you, Dr. Basule, and thank you, Dr. Padole. May I now request Chairman of VNIT Alumni Association, Shri Uday Kamath, to welcome our Director, Professor Pramod Padole. Thank you, Uday. Thank you, Dr. Padole. Friends, it's a matter of immense proud for many of us, because whenever you are at such a stage, it takes you back down the memory lane. I'm not talking about those years 1972 to 75. I was a part of that batch, and my name is Dilip Kumar. I graduated in 1975 in mechanical engineering, and the batch, for that matter, is known by some of the great stalwarts it had. And I'm very proud to say that two of our batchmates whom I would like to refer. One was Shahid Hemant Karkare, the man who was DIG and leading from the front during the Pakistan terrorist attack in Mumbai. He was able to take a bullet on his chest. And we all bow our heads to him for the supreme sacrifice he made, the way the VNIT's name was projected. And another batchmate of mine who I can't forget, who is not possible for him to travel at this point of time, has been Dr. Dinesh Keshka, a guy who headed Boeing for quite a long period of time, spending a retired life, some beautiful 7 days with us on campus in last, and we expect him to be here soon. So all people talking very passionately because for the first visit to the campus, I found that it has changed beyond. As well as the Alumni Association, all of you for that matter, who has played a very, very active role in this. So to bring you to your view, your ears, the journey of VNIT Alumni Association so far, may I invite the President, the Chairman of the VNIT Alumni Association, Uday Kamath, to share with you what has been going on in past few years. Uday, all yours.
Very good morning to all of you. On a winter morning in Nagpur is a very, very pleasant season. I believe you are enjoying the morning. Dilip bhai has already checked your energy levels, but let's say good morning to Nagpur as well and good morning to all of you. Friends, Dr. Basole sir on the dais, Dr. Padole, who has been I would say, not only director, but friend, philosopher and guide for the Alumni Association. My dear friend, Shashikant Chaudhary, who has been the founder chairman of this association, has two very, very fruitful and impactful tenures of 2 years each, 6 years he has been the chairman. Professor Sathe sir on the dais, again an alumnus. So we have alumni all around us. Thanks a lot for coming all the way from wherever you are, Nagpur and around. So the journey of Alumni Association, where does it start? If you start scratching your heads, maybe it was similar function, Golden Jubilee in 2010. More than 50 alumni, family members. We had a very, very engaging conversations, interactions, and post that, there were 7 of the organizing committee members who felt that just wine, dine, and maybe fraternity, meeting each other is not going to last for a continuing benefit neither to the alma mater, nor to the alumni, nor to the students. So there were the seeds sown for Alumni Association. 3 forms were discussed, whether it should be a cooperative society, whether it should be a trust, whether it should be a Section 25. That time it used to be a Section 25 not-for-profit company. We chose the last one. So that there is a transparency, there is a credibility, and there is everything is on the website. When our 25,000 alumni are spread across the globe, no way we are able to connect physically to each other, but then through the matter of website, through internet, and if they are able to see what is happening on the campus, what is happening on the Alumni Association front, they would be comfortable, they would be feeling part of it, feeling included in it. So that's how the process happened from 2010 December to February of 2012, when finally it was incorporated with 7 people. Most of them you are still seeing around. Mr. Dilip Kamdar, who opened this function as a master of ceremony, he has been a guiding figure and an ex-chairman. Then Mr. Sunil Sirsikar, Shri Ashok Agarwala, who is still, despite all health challenges, still around and helping the association. Shashikant Chaudhary, myself, and Pramod Pampatwar, 3 were the workhorses at that time from 1983 batch. So whatever seniors used to say, we simply used to obey. So Dilip bhai and Ashok sir used to drive us and see that we get into the membership mode, we get into the sponsorship mode. We collect enough corpus for the alumni on its own feet. Now, when this came up, where do we sit and we operate? Dr. Padole's role. He was the professor in charge of alumni affairs at that point of time. And he said, this is your office. We still operate from that office. And it's such a wonderful facility, sir, that Alumni Association has taken birth there, and it has now graduated. It has completed 10 full years. As you can see, from February 2012 till now, it has taken baby steps initially, but now 10 years have been completed and the continuity has been maintained. We upheld as much possible on the corporate governance norms, about the tenures, about the ruling directorships, about engaging new people, young people, getting in there onto the board very often. Every year, 3 directors are elected. Every year, 3 directors are retiring. Out of 12 directors, 2 directors are nominated by the Director of NIT, and that is their nomination which is on the board. This works as a bridge between the Alumni Association and the college. Dr. Peshwe and Dr. Kalamkar, people have been engaging themselves as the nominee director and working, contributing to us. Right now, Dr. Thote and Dr. Peshwe continue to be on our board. This is all you see is the board of directors, and you can see much younger faces now. Joginder Singh, I'm sure everybody has been aware. He has been the face and soul of organization who has been manning the office. Big clap for Joginder Singh. People may not have seen us. They know Shashi and they know Joginder Singh. That's how has been his reach. He is available 24/7. So cheers to Jogi. We have amongst us 2 lady directors now. Initially we had Vinay Nandekar, the person who was representing architecture, and the lady professionals, engineers and architects put together. Now we picked up Kamlesh Laddad as our treasurer 3 years back. Then Gayatri has been the latest entrant, and she is now the baby of the board, you can say 2009. So she is barely 35, and we expect all these young people to take more and more workload going forward. So there has been a transition policy which you can all see through this. Next. Now what does Alumni Association do? Identify 4 stakeholders, primarily the institute, the alumni, in a society, we are operating in a nation, we are operating in a city, Nagpur, we owe to all of these. Now for the institute, as a first program where financially challenged students were helped with some support for tuition fees. So we supported about 100 students in that era. Subsequently, government schemes became so available, comfortably available, loans were available. That scheme wasn't required as much. College and union government came to their rescue. But we continue to support the financially challenged students on a case-to-case basis even today. Going forward to the institute matter, there have been some facilities or amenities as a students you might have felt were missing on the campus. What can we do about it? So the idea was, if we are able to generate funds, we can do that. But otherwise, how do we operate? Because Alumni Association is a self-funded association. So we need to have a particular batch or a particular alumni. This took real shape in the year. So in 2019, to put on all alumni, Diamond Jubilee is right on the corner. We need to do some positive change on the campus. If we go through the process, it takes longer time, but the year is on the corner. So we do. Shashikant Chaudhary was the then chairman. We teamed up together, and in 4 months, we transformed the campus, at least on the front side of it, the statue of Sir VISVESVARYA. Then we saw the promenade, which was beautifully modified. Then we also saw some changes on the students' canteen, and 92 batch converted a dumping ground into a brand new football field for the students. Okay, so these have been the first part of the processes which were conducted, and these projects were completed, inaugurated in the year 2020 February. Okay, now this was happening on one side. We all perceive, which we are all willing to share from your end, and we would like it to be a benefit passed on to our students. Going forward for the society part, 2019 was the biggest crisis I think the world has ever faced, and we have faced in our generation, called COVID-19. Now, COVID-19 initially had a numbing impact on everybody, but we thought it fit that this is the time to rise to the occasion. Alumni Association put up on the website their request, can we support to the society which needs the money most, even food. That was a challenge. So at that time, 45 lakh rupees was collected in a very, very short time, which was utilized for giving food packets to medicines, everything, through Collector of Nagpur. I take pride to share with you that at that time, Nagpur Collector appreciated our efforts, and we were the largest donor among non-government organizations. Except one private industry, Alumni Association of VNIT was the biggest donor for and supporting to this cause. Unfortunately, the wave repeated 1.5 years later. Alumni Association again responded to that with all support from you. And when we floated in March 2020, is that right, Shashi? I think March 2020. In less than 5 days, mark my words, Alumni Association worldwide raised a corpus of 1 crore. Finally, landed about 1.3 crores, which was utilized to provide medical support to tribals, to rural population through, it could be oxygen concentrators, it could be multi-para monitors, it could be medicines. So anything and everything those tribal hospitals in Melghat, in Gadchiroli required, this was our social obligation, as I would say. Now, this is where Alumni Association has been doing, but there is a celebratory part also. That why we are able to do this? Because we enjoy doing that. Nobody has called us on this campus, it is our own will, which brings us to the campus. Because for every one of us, what is a common thread? Our professional DNA has been molded in those 4 or 5 years we spent on this campus. And that thread remains, whether it was 1960 batch, 1980 batch, 1990 batch, or say even 2015 batch. So that connects to us. That line is, I would say, so strong that if somebody walks into an office of Mr. Unnikrishnan, as when he was chairman, MD of Thermax, and a boy who has graduated in 2012 could get an appointment in less than 15 minutes time. This otherwise wouldn't happen. Similar is the story of so many corporate executives who have identified and supported VNIT students left, right, and center. But are we done? No, not really. After those initial baby steps, crawling for 10 years, now we are ready for a next takeoff. And next takeoff is that after completing 10 years in 10 years, 10 crores in 10 years, we would like the next 10 crores to happen much faster, like a radioactive life. So in 3 years or 2 years, and thereafter see what is happening around here and contribute whatever you can. So with that appeal, I would rest my case with you and expecting you to support as you have been doing so far. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Uday. And I believe that Uday and team of VNIT deserves a loud round of applause for the fantastic work they have been doing. I have seen Uday, Kamlesh, Shashi, Jogi, Dr. Peshwe, Dr. Thote, Unnikrishnan, Meenu, Gayatri, Anand Sada, Vivek Deshpande. These are the guys who form the board, working tirelessly. So your cheers would cheer them up to do more, better, and a fantastic work in time to come. Thank you very much. And one of the small story I would like to share with you. Yesterday afternoon, I was in the office and I got a call saying, Dilip bhai, I met you in Golden Jubilee. So I said, yes, where are you? He says, I am in the alumni office. And I turn around and the gentleman was there, Mr. Shaha. He is a 71 graduate, and it was such a pleasure to meet him. And then having looked at everything, he asked me, why is this big board with so many names, and why there is another board with less number of names? I said, these are all more number of names before 1990. This lesser number of names are 1990 coming up. after that. Those 1990 boards are quite filled up, but still a lot of place. Maybe we'll create a wall for more names if they come up. And Mr. Shah on the spot stood up. There were a lot of people sitting around and said, I am very happy to give a 5 lakh rupees to VNITAA, and this was an instant reaction. I would strongly suggest those who are coming for the first time to please visit the alumni office and see how we work. Before we go any further, we have 3 very special invitees who accepted our invitation and been here. First is somebody who is so well known. Just type in Google his name and you will find so many entries on his name, and VNIT is very proud to have him as an alumni. I would request the Board of Governors member and a very renowned person in the field of cryogenics, Dr. Milind Atre, to please come and request Dr. Padole to felicitate him. By the way, Milind has promised me that after retirement he is coming to Nagpur. So Milind, you have a stellar role to play in time to come. Loud round of applause for him. May I request a member of Senate of VNITAA, Mr. Akhilesh Peshwe, to please come onto the dais and request Dr. Padole to felicitate him. May I also request Senate member Mrs. Aarti Shanware to please come onto the dais and request dignitaries to felicitate her. Thank you, Aarti ma'am. Your wisdom and advice always welcome. Moving on, I would request the dignitaries to get down because we are moving into the next segment, which is the most important one, simply for the reason that these are the people who have made us what we are, the Gurujans, our teachers. And we like to use this particular that they all occupy, maybe some physical difficulties. What we are going to do is request people to come around and felicitate them. First on the list is Dr. Ramchandra Tupkari, a person who taught me. He was the chairman of the Board of Governors, a very renowned person, always has been somebody who has written umpteen number of books. And I would request Aditya Joshi . Professor Mukund Mahajan, request Saurabh Thakkar to come and felicitate Dr. Mahajan, Professor Mahajan. Professor Bhaskar Salunke from Architecture Department. May I request Sampada Peshwe to welcome him. Sampada, where are you? There she is. Next is line. From Department of Architecture, Professor Suresh Chandra Jade. I request Dr. Neena Lambe to come and felicitate him. Dr. Jade, Professor Jade. Next in line, from Department of Civil, Professor Arun Pofle. Request Pramod Sukhija to please come and felicitate him.
खामोश अदाओं
Next in line is Professor Ashok Nene from Department of Civil. Request Ashutosh Joshi to please come and felicitate him. The one thing I request audience to appreciate is look at them. They have not been on the campus for quite some time and they have taken time out to meet some of you with whom they have shared a very, very special relationship. I would strongly suggest during lunch break, they are going to be with us. Go and talk to them. Perhaps you will find another gem from their experiences. Next is Professor Balkrishna Sastri. May I request Niranjan Kumar Jha to come and felicitate him. Thank you, Niranjan. Next in line from Department of Civil, Dilip Katyanand, Professor Dilip Katyanand. May I request MS Anand to come and felicitate him. Some of you may be wondering why civil, 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 civil. I come from the era when we used to call it this as a CME Met. So obviously C will come first. Amtan Ray, get ready. Next in line is Professor Prakash Pote. Atman Ray to welcome him. May I request Sudhakar Dhabgaonkar, Professor Dhabadgaonkar. Sorry for my problem. Aman Ray is already there to felicitate him. Professor Sirish Deshpande from Department of Civil to be felicitated by Abhijit Pitule. Abhijit, where are you? Come, quick. Oh, stand corrected. Good. He's from Department of Architecture. He was the head of the Department of Architecture and has done a lot of pioneering work. Especially his books are referred to as the compendium of architectural work in India. Thank you, Dr. Deshpande, for gracing this occasion. Next, I would request Suresh Chandra Sudame. Okay, maybe he's not there. Next, may I request, as you can see, the security check is on. So keep your breath ready. The chief guest is about to arrive. May I request Professor Pramod Naugare from EEE. I don't understand the full form of that. Sorry. Ranjana Vijay Avle Paul to welcome him. Felicitate him. Ranjana ji, where are you? प्रोफेसर प्रमोद नवघरे आ रहे बाद में मैं रिक्वेस्ट श्री कृष्ण तामेकर रंजना जी टू वेलकम Navgaris. Okay. Now is the time to invite my head of department. When I was in my final year, Professor B.D. Shivalkar to please come and request Uday Kamath, another one of his student, to felicitate him. Malvika Deshmukh, please come. You can see the board of directors of VNIT is full of mechanical guys. We rule the roost there. Next is line is Professor Shirish Tambe. Malvika, get ready. Professor Shirish Tambe. Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I got it right. Learning my lessons always at VNIT. Ma'am. I'd request Professor Sri Krishna Tarnekar to come here and request Shashi or Dr. Padole to felicitate him. Sir, please. Malvika ma'am, thank you. You can resume your seat. Oh, fantastic. So many relationships around. We would like Uday Kamath and Dr. Padole to be excused. They are going to the gate to receive Shri Nitinji Gadkari. Thank you, sir. Next in line, may I request Professor Vasant Rajurkar to come and request Anand Sada to come and felicitate him. Next in line, I would request Professor Vijay Didolkar to please come and request Ruchin Gupta, our alumni. Ruchin, please come. Photographers, keep aside. And all these Gurujans are from Department of M as it was then, and it is MNN now. I am learning my lessons quickly, though too late. Materials and metallurgy and materials, sciences. Fantastic. Next is my favorite teacher, Dr. Dharmraj Tidke, Sanjeev Dhyanawar, to please come and felicitate him. Dr. Tidke yet looks to be one who can still join in as a student. And he has always been a great motivator to all of us in Alumni Association. Next in line, Dr. I.C. Chopde, another one of my favorites. Naresh Iyer to come and felicitate him. Some of you may be wondering why I am calling some of them my favorites. Because they always knew that I cannot clear the exam and yet pushed me through. I'll give you more reasons why I passed out, okay? Why I graduated. See, this is my department, so I am finding everybody who has been trying to push me in my years as a student. Come on, keep on clapping. I'm not hearing them. Next in line is Dr. Jayant Modak. Modak sir, as we used to call them. Again, a reason. He has always been there at every invitation that we had. Request Mithun Srivastav to please rush. Welcome him, Mithun. Dr. Modak has done some pioneering work, research work, as well as writing in the mechanical engineering department and in theory of machine specially. Next in line, Professor Vilas Deshpande from Department of Physics. S. Biswas, alumni S. Biswas, so please come and felicitate him. Next in line, Professor Ishwardas Muteja requests Colonel Devendra Pratap Singh to come and felicitate him. कर्नल साहब एक सैल्यूट तो बनता है सर. Next in line, Professor P.D. Chaudhary from Department of Civil. I would request Vinayak Fadnavis to come and felicitate him. Vinayak. Dr. P.D. Chaudhary, there he is. Vinayak, rush. I know you can run a marathon, and maybe you will lose 100 grams in the process now. Next in line is Professor A.D. Chopde. Professor Chopde. Request Pramod to felicitate him. Pramod Pampatwar. Next in line, Professor Shrikant Shringarpure. Request S.R. Ahuja to please come and felicitate him. Utpal Raut, get ready. Next in line is Professor G.B. Nirantar. Utpal Raut to felicitate him. Uppkar Raut. Uppkar, where are you? Thank you. Professor Nirantar. There he is. Loud round of applause for his spirit to be here with us. Next in line, Professor N.V. Deshpande. Request Joginder Singh Son to felicitate him. Uppkar, you have to be there in the picture. I think that takes care of almost everybody who we had. If we have forgotten anything, thank you, gentlemen. I think some are okay. Professor Pandit, Praful Pandit, Pramod Pandit. Please excuse me, I am not able to get some names right. एक बार उठ बैठ कर लूंगा आपके सामने में. ऑडिटोरियम के बाहर मत खड़ा कर देना. Request Dr. Sathe to felicitate him. Next in line, I would request Dr. Pramod Naugare. All done. Okay. And now the scene, many of you must be wondering that we have somebody here. Please, Pramod. Thank you, gentlemen. And there is somebody here who is teachers of teacher, who has been held in very high esteem here. and who happens to be with us on the stage. May I request Suresh Jungare to come and felicitate Dr. M.M. Basole for the fantastic contributions that he has done in the academics and the administration of this institute. Suresh. Thank you. That takes us through that part of the process. For your information, Honorable Nitinji is arriving very soon. When he arrives, he goes on to inaugurate the tennis court first, which is almost on now. From there, he goes to Vishwa Life Skill Clubs to inaugurate that. Then he has a visit to the swimming pool, which is almost ready to be inaugurated on January 8th. And then he would be joining us here. Meanwhile, may I request Dr. Milind Atre to please come and brief us on the initiative that he is proposing. Milind, I was told by Uday something. No? Okay. Can we have some videos of the campus that we have shot for the people to see? Gayatri, can we have some of those beautiful videos you have? May I request Dr. Sathe to occupy his seat on the chair if he's here. Request all of you not to leave because we have some fantastic program following this. May I request we are delighted to have Postmaster General Mrs. Shobha Mandale here. May I request Shekhar Deshpande to escort her onto the desk. Shashi, please receive the guest. Request the backstage team to get ready with a bouquet to welcome her. Ma'am, please come. Shashi will welcome, Shashikant Chaudhary will welcome him, her. for the video. Video, we are not getting the sound. Thank you. Can we have the lights on? Request all of you to get seated. We expect Nitinji to be here in about 7 to 8 minutes. And my job as an anchor becomes very, very difficult some of the times. By the way, I had the opportunity to go and pay my respect to Dr. Shivalkar. And there was a very interesting thing he told me. He's the only founder here from the time this institute was established. So I believe that deserves another extra round of applause. And meanwhile, I would request, I have got somebody here from the class of 1996. He is going to, Prashant is going to entertain us for the time I allow him to do it.
सामने रख चेक कर ले
हेलो हेलो
हेलो हेलो आ रहा है क्या आवाज आ रहा है क्या आवाज कैन यू हियर द म्यूजिक
जैसे तीर चलते हैं, हाँ 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 ये जलते मुश्किल से रूप मिलते हैं बड़ी मुश्किल से, मगर दौलत और जवानी एक दिन खो जाती है, सारी और खो जाती सभी उम्र भर सारे जलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं बड़ी मुश्किल से, मगर दुनिया में दोस्त मिलते हैं, दिए जलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं बड़ी मुश्किल से, मगर दुनिया में दोस्त मिलते हैं, दिए जलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, दिए जलते हैं। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much. May I request all of you to please settle down? We are expecting Nitinji to be here very quickly. Please get settled. Meanwhile, I would like to inform you that the lunch for you today afternoon would be just across the pandal where you had your breakfast. Evening we have a very delightful, a very special program from two of the artists who happen to be in Nagpur but who have made a great name for themselves on global musical scene. One of them is Gitesh Ayya, who has been the finalist of Indian Idol and who also happens to be an alumni. Gitesh has done more than 1,000 shows, and I believe all of you would be there to cheer him up, right? Some clapping I need for Gitesh. And the other person would be Srinidhi Ghatate, who happens to be a person born in Nagpur, again finalist of all these musical contests including Indian Idols and Star of India show, a voice in demand in Mumbai. Saw one of her videos, fantastic videos, great voice. So be ready, entertainment galore for you in the evening. The program starts at 7 sharp. First come, first serve basis is the sitting, except for first few rows which are reserved. And the dinner to follow that again would be a gala dinner for you, again at the same venue opposite to the where we are sitting right now. And believe me, yesterday we were there. The venue is a fantastic lush green lawn with a Nagpur ki shuru wali gulabi thandi. Nagpur winter has been delayed, but believe me, you don't need a sheku tea or a bonfire to keep you warm, because your friends are there who would be giving you some of those great stories. And I was talking to you about how did I graduate. So there is a story behind it. Our topper of the batch, 1975, was Dr. Dinesh Keshkar, all branches put together. And difference between him and us used to be in 20s, 30s kind of team in terms, in percentages, you can understand. And look at it, I share my initial with Dinesh. We are both DK. We are both from mechanical. He always used to sit in front of me in every exam. Now you know why I graduated. And I believe there would be a lot of such people around here. Many such stories, many such incidences. And these are the things which perhaps make us feel younger. And the urge would be to keep connect, keep us sending such new happenings, new peaks that you have climbed, new suggestions for us to follow as an alumni. And I think we would be more than happy to publish them, to send them around and to make it. Honorable Gadkari sir ji has come. Please get seated. Dada, Jayanta, everybody seated there. I want volunteers, ensure everybody is seated. 96. Come on, get seated, quick. Shashi, I request you, sit. all of us have a magic instrument in our pockets to put your phones on silent mode now. If you have not done that, I would strongly suggest not to talk on the phone while the guests are on. Get ready, get set. Please clear the aisle. Please clear the aisle. It's our privilege to welcome Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari, Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Government of India. And above all, Nitinji is the Member of Parliament from Nagpur. Very loud round of cheers for him. Nitinji has got such a majestic presence for us that whenever he is with us, he enlightens a spark. He brings in a new thoughts and he brings in a great enthusiasm for the Alumni Association and Institute to perform better than what we do. Request Dr. Padole to welcome Nitinji with a flower bouquet and a memento specially created for Diamond Jubilee celebration. Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Nitinji. Dr. Padole, please, stage is yours to give to us VNIT yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Dr. Padole, Director, VNIT.
Good afternoon. Honorable Shri Nitinji Gadkari, Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Basole, Professor Sathe, my friend Shashi Chaudhary and Uday Kamath, other dignitaries on the dais, all the deans, heads of the department, and very importantly, all my ex-teachers and the faculty members, and most importantly, the alumni. It's my pleasure to be here to share with you the exciting journey of the Institute for about more than 60 years. And I am also very happy that when I am presenting it before you, I am witnessing this development almost for more than 40 years, because I am also the alumnus of the institute. I entered into this campus in 78 and as a student, and then become the faculty, and now I am over here to present this journey. It is an exciting journey. As all of you are aware that this institute started as a government engineering college in the government polytechnic that time, and shifted to this place in site in 1960 as a regional engineering college. You can see some of the old pictures, and then thereafter it becomes VRC, and this is the present sort of a building which is more or less same as that our earlier one with slight modifications. I will just take you to the 60-year journey. When it started, it was a moderate beginning. We were having about 1,000 students in the campus and only 4 major branches: civil, electrical, mechanical and architecture, and then we added many more. And now today we are having 9 UG programs and 23 PG programs, and about 500, more than 500 PG students are doing research over here. So total population of student is more than 5,000. So this is slight, you can say, the change. Then earlier, if you see, when I was also studying, there were moderate sort of laboratories having the basic infrastructures and the facilities which are required mainly for the teaching learning. But now after becoming NIT, we are also giving thrust on R&D, research and consultancy. So we have got now the state-of-art laboratories and the equipments that you can see. So that is the change. Then earlier also we are having the various activities of the students, and I remember that here itself we used to have pandal for organizing our social gathering, and now you can see we have got such a big auditorium where we are doing various activities. Of course, we have got a good legacy of organizing various social events that we are continuing. Presently, we are having the Axis and ROE, which are considered to be the Central India's most technical and the cultural events. And of course, we are also bringing various personalities from the different fields for our students. And one more thing which I just want to highlight here, and for most of our alumni, that is a matter of sort of a very important, that the number of the girl students. So that time it used to be very small, particularly in architecture department and some girl students in the electrical engineering department. Now that I am happy to share with you that in each department there are girl students, and the total girl student strength is about 25%. So that is one thing that I just want to share. And today we are having our women faculty as the first, I think, the Dean Research and Consultancy, Dr. Madhuri Chaudhary. She is the Dean RNC, and I am also happy to share with you that the last year, the admission committee was totally women committee, and they did all the admissions of VNIT very successfully. Then similarly, the infrastructure wise also we have grown a lot. We have augmented our infrastructure. As on today, we are having about newly constructed 1,000 capacity girls and boys hostel. Similarly, we are having an academic building wherein we have located various laboratories, state-of-the-art laboratories, Siemens Center of Excellence and other things. Then classroom complex newly developed, which is inaugurated last year at the hands of Nitinji, wherein we are having 24 state-of-the-art classrooms equipped with everything, and 6 more. So total 30 classrooms are there. Then as I told you that hostel facilities are there. Today we can accommodate more than 3,500 students in our campus. So that is one good thing. Infrastructure wise, we are also making it a point that our whole campus is a green, not in terms of only the greenery, but it is sustainable. We are generating 1 megawatt electricity from the solar panel, and that is how we are saving almost 1 crore of the electricity bill per year. We have got our own STP plant which will be just on the verge of completion, and that will be ready. And for that we have received the Green Campus Award twice from the Government of India. So these are some augmented infrastructure that you can see. This is the auditorium. Earlier this was having only 600 capacity. Now the capacity of this is almost double. It has got 1400 capacity. It is fully air conditioned, and all this LCD screen, all those things are there. We also created the amphitheater for the students and many more things. Then recently we also inaugurated our hospital. It was demolished, and now we have got G+1 hospital which is 15 bedded, which was inaugurated few months back at the hands of Lieutenant General Madhuri Kanetkar, who is the Vice Chancellor of MUHS. So all these things are there. Then we have also added recently the gym. I suppose this is one of the best gym amongst all the NITs. We have spent almost 1 crore rupees on that, and I request and appeal all the faculty members and students to kindly use that. As regard the sports is concerned, we are all aware that we have got very good legacy from VRC time, that we have produced very good sportsmen. Some of them are like Ashok Bhagwat, then Pradeep Gande, Jain Kadare, and many more. We are continuing with this. In fact, we have added to that, and we have created very good sports facilities for the students. We have got the indoor sports facilities where 5 badminton courts with synthetic courts are there, then the table tennis, then all those things. Recently we have created the 2 tennis courts, synthetic, which was sponsored by 1986 batch. So please give big hand to them. Those were inaugurated right now. And 1992 has sponsored the football ground, which I must share it with you that that was a dumping yard, and out of that lush green football ground is created. So a lot of facilities for the sports have been created, and all our students, not only students, but the faculty members are also actively involved in the sports activities. Last month, in fact, we organized this inter-NIT cricket tournament for the faculty and the non-teaching staff. There were 20 NITs who have participated. For the first time, sir, any NIT could organize such a big event. More than 400 faculty members were here on the campus. 20 teams have participated into that. And of course, all our students and faculty members, they are making best use of that. So having talked about these infrastructures and other things, how this has been developed, now let me speak about after becoming this VRC is converted into VNIT, because I suppose that is a very milestone for the journey of this institute. Earlier it was VRC, and that time all of you are aware that our main thrust was for teaching and learning. After becoming NIT, we got a lot of autonomy for in all the respect, the academic autonomy, and also we are now governed by the central government. So we are having good sort of a financial support also. So keeping this in mind, we decided, the institute decided to make a lot of changes, particularly in 3 fields: in academics, in industry institute interaction, research and development, and also for the social sector. So that I will just brief you. We are doing many things in that direction, and many things are to be done, and I am here just to appeal all of you, all the stakeholders, to help us in our efforts to take our institute to greater heights. So some of the efforts that we are done in this direction, and what are the wish list or what are the plans in that I will just present before you. As I said that when we become NIT, we have got a strength that the strength is we have got a legacy of RAC of more than 4.5 decades. We have got the excellent technical graduates, and we are now sitting at various higher positions. So that is the strength. The opportunity that we got is the freedom in academics, so that we are using to the fullest extent. Then we have got very good infrastructural support from the central government. We are getting good students through IEEE earlier and now through JEE. Good staffs that we are having. So these are sort of the opportunities that we got, and by using those opportunities, we are trying a lot of things in the area of academics, then industry institute interaction and research and development, and some of the things for the society. So let me talk about what we had done and what we are doing for the academics. As far as academics is concerned, because we have got freedom, so we are very regularly making changes in our syllabus and scheme, because that is possible. We are in fact having our own degree, and I am happy to share with you right from the inception of our becoming NIT, we have been organizing our this convocation very regularly except for 1 year, and that we are doing on 15th of the September, sir. So that we are doing. Then we have also added some new programs. One of the UG programs is chemical engineering, another one is MTech in interdisciplinary, that is related to biomedical engineering. Similarly, there was a request from the industry that they need the MTech students for 1 complete year to do the internship. So that change we have made from the last year. Now our MTech students can go for the internship for 1 complete year. Similarly, with the help of the IIT Hyderabad and other IITs, we also started the programs in minors and majors. So that also we adopted. Then we did lot of things to improve our training and placement facilities, not only in terms of the physical infrastructure, but we are running about these 4 courses for the students, and that is how we have improved our training and placement. Then the facilities also we have improved for the students in terms of infrastructures and other things. So these are the things that we have done. Then we have signed MOUs with many of the industries for the softwares and hardware, so that our students can get best of the facilities. These are some of the things that we have done. As far as the wish list is concerned, in this regard, there are a lot of things that we have received from the various departments to set up the special laboratories. Some of the laboratories like mining, virtual reality, safety engineering lab, vibration and condition monitoring laboratories, and also some of the state-of-the-art equipments that we wish to have at our campus. Some of them, just as an example I am giving you, transmission electron microscope, then BET, that is surface area analyzer, and similar such kind of things. There is a big list. I will appeal all the alumni to go through the stalls of the VNIT, and there you will find what the various departments are expecting from you people as far as these laboratories are concerned. Similarly, we are also planning to increase our strength, student strength. Here it is written 6,000, but it is mainly 10,000 in next 5 years that we want to increase in terms of UG and PG. And there we also we are wishing that out of that 20% at least students should be from the foreign origin, and that we'll do by the various schemes from the central government of India, like DASA, direct admission to the students abroad, then study in India, and other programs are there. Through that, we'll see to it that there are foreign students at our campus. Then the list is very long, this cutting edge research that we want to plan over here, and we also wish to develop the hub here, the technology hub here, which will be catering to the needs of the local industries, and also which will ensure the strengthened relationship between the industries and the institutes. So that we are trying. Then the next area where we have been doing a lot of things, that is related to the research consultancy and the strengthening the relationship between the industry and the institutions. So for that, we have taken a lot of steps, and as I said that mainly after becoming the NIT, our thrust was incubation, startups, and increasing this interaction with the industries. So for that, some steps that we are taking, that I will just share with you. And that is, we have signed MOUs with many of the industries. One such MOU is we have signed with Dassault Aviation. That is a tri-party sort of a MOU between the VNIT, Dassault Aviation, and the CECI University, France. So herein, with this MOU, some of our PG students that can complete their projects partly here in VNIT or Dassault Aviation, their unit in Nagpur, and that they can do at Ceci University, France. Similarly, we have also signed a MOU, that is the biggest sort of MOU with the cement industry, and now we have got the Cement Center of Excellence, wherein we have got about 11 state-of-the-art laboratories, where right from conceptualization to making the prototype, everything can be done. I will request all of you to kindly visit the Cement Center of Excellence. That was also inaugurated at the hands of Sri Nitinji Gadkari last year, and that was named after Sri Vishramji Jamdar. So lot of steps that we are taking to strengthen our industry institute interactions. Similarly, we are also received a stick, that is Space Technology Incubation Center, which is sponsored by ISRO, and through that we shall be getting 2 crores of rupees, a sort of a support for doing the research activities every year. So that is also established. There's some of the pictures of that. And then other MOUs we have signed, because we are working in the area of biomedical engineering and others. So we have signed the MOU with Dental College, MUHS, Tata Flexi and other. And while doing all these things, we could see to it that this has improved a lot as far as our research publications are concerned. Similarly, the patents granted, technologies developed, everything has increased, which has resulted into getting almost good NIRF ranking, 32 amongst all India. So please give big hand for this kind of achievement, and of course we require a lot of efforts and the support from all of you to further improve our ranking, and I'm sure that we shall be doing in the coming days. So there also we have got good wish list. We expect lot of things from all the stakeholders, particularly from the alumni, and I'm sure that I shall be getting that kind of things. Lot of things are there, but Nitinji has to go. He is because of short of time. I will just now go to the last portion, and that is what we are doing for the society. I am happy to share with you that as far as VNIT is concerned, we are doing a lot of things for the society. We have been associated with Khadi Village Industry Commission from last 15 years, and we have developed more than 12 technologies for the rural sector, particularly to improve their productivity, quality, to reduce their drudgery, and to generate the self-employment. And all those technologies have been disseminated at different parts of the countries through KVIC, and for that we have received the Best S&T Innovation Award from Government of India. And we have been helping the rural sector to develop the different types of the clusters, women clusters. And similarly, we are also working in the area of biomedical engineering, and lot of technologies and the have been developed for the medical field. Those have been disseminated. A lot of other things we are doing, and there our plan is in fact to develop a sort of a special centers wherein all the natural resources and other resources which are in the area of Vidarbha region, that can be taken care, and we come out with the technologies which will help the rural sector of this part. All the various agencies and the organizations which are in Nagpur like AIMS, NIRI, IIM, SIRCOT, ICAR, we want that all them should come together for the betterment of this region, and for that I request and appeal all of you to guide us, help us. And before I close, I just want to tell you that all this is possible because of all the stakeholders which have been very kind to me, right from my faculty members, non-teaching, alumni, and most importantly, the pillars of this institute and the torch bearers, all the ex-principal, directors, and the chairman board of governors. Many of them are sitting over here. So I wish to thank all of them and appeal all of you to support the institute to take it to the new heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Padole. I believe he deserves a very loud round of cheers for you for the work he has put in. May I now request Dr. Dilip Peshwe to escort Mr. Shri Vishram Jamdar to the dais and get the coffee table book released at the hands of Nitinji, Jamdar family, you can join us, please. For your information, this coffee table book is a compilation of what VNIT has been able to do, and the whole idea, Nitinji, was given by the family, Jamdar family, to us, and very willingly they came forward to sponsor the cost of the entire book itself. Vishramji is not here with us, but his contributions in last decade has been phenomenal in the progress of this institute. He was the chairman of board of governors, and we could see a fresh breath of air during that period of time. This coffee table book would be distributed to you in few minutes time, and maybe it would be also available at the registration counter for you to pick up a coffee and carry back home. Thank you, Jamdar family. We are indebted to you. May I now request Mr. Shekhar Deshpande to escort Postmaster General Mrs. Shobha Madhale to get the first day cover. There is a special first day cover which is being released on the occasion of the Diamond Jubilee of VNIT. I think if we can get this open at the hands of sir. Okay. Thank you, Department of Post, and especially Mrs. Shobha Madhale, the Postmaster General, for your very willingness to help us out on this very special occasion. May I now invite the Chairman of VNIT Alumni Association for some special privileges. Uday, please.
Good morning. I'm just calling out the names of the people who have contributed immensely to the alumni movement, cause of alumni here. So these are the lifetime achievement awards we are giving for the first time, but certainly this will continue in future. In the order of seniority, I would like to call upon stage Sri Shashiraj Ahuja ji, who has been the doyen of our alumni movement in North India for 28 long years. He has been organizing alumni meet in Delhi very, very consistently. So Ahuja sir. Next in order of seniority, in the interest of time, I am calling up Shri Dilip Kamdar ji, who was here before us. So for 12 years, Dilip Kamdar ji and Ashok Agarwala ji, these have been our founding pillars. Irrespective of age, their energy and enthusiasm remains unabated. For 12 long years and much before that, they have been part and parcel, rather the instruments who created Alumni Association. Yeah. Next award goes to most expected and unexpected, Dr. Pramod Padole himself. Without whose support, we could not have done so much on the campus. We could not have done. So he had been with us through the journey, and he has been there as a founding support for us. And last but not the least, rather the most important, our own visionary founder chairman, Shashikant Chaudhary. Uh, so this is a surprise for him. This is a surprise for him. But yeah, otherwise, had we suggested, he would have vetoed this down. So this is what it is. Yeah. Shashikant Chaudhary, who has been leading from front, unrelented, time, energy, money, whatever you ask him, he would not stop giving it to you. So big round of applause for all the Lifetime Achievement Award winners. We request you join for a photograph. Yeah. I would request all the Lifetime Achievement Award winners to be on the stage for the photograph. And the next list of sponsors also I'm calling out with a request that they would stay on the stage for a minute for a group photograph with Honorable Shri Nitin ji. Ahuja ji, Dilip bhai, Ashok Agarwala sir, Shashikant Chaudhary. Sir, now quickly moving into the next round of small round of felicitations. This is for want of time, we are only honoring only select few, those who could make it to this. But then without their support, Alumni Association could not have carried out so many programs, so many projects. So I'm quickly calling the Millionaire Plus kind of sponsors who have donated 15 lakhs to 24 lakhs. Arun Prabhakar Mote sir from 1973 batch. Arun Mote sir, he's from Bangalore. So I'm calling out one by one name. Please come on the stage. Shri Unni Krishnan, ex-MD of Thermax. Shashikant Chaudhary himself, you have to be there again, sir. Then Yogesh Sachdeva, please come on stage. And Milind Gokand from 1986 batch. So come to the stage quickly. And one more name which I can't miss, Mrs. Salila Deshpande Kamath. Mrs. Salila Kamath.
This is a lovebird pair. They are from the same batch and they are the first Millionaire Plus also here. Chairman, VNITA, Uday Kamath and Salila Kamath.
Please have the group photograph. Please join. Oh, sorry. Very important. I'm Milind Gokand. He happens to be also the founder director of VIT Alumni Foundation of America. And rest assured, a lot of dollars are flowing in. Thank you. Back to you, Uday.
Next round of Millionaire Club, Shri Kamal Sardaji, Dilip Sontakke, Dinesh Wagmareji. Dinesh Wagmareji, please come on the stage. And Anand Sarda. Anand, yes, please come on stage.
invite the members of the board of directors of VNITAA, current board of directors, Ahuja ji, Unni, Sharad, Vivek, please join for a photograph after this. Be here around. Kamlesh, come on. Dr. Peshwe, Dr. Thote, Gayatri, and Minu, Vinaya Nandedkar. Let this be done. That is a loud round of applause from all of you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Nitinji's presence always has brought new ideas and new spark to all of us. May I now request Nitinji to please come and give us a guidance as to how we can excel in time to come. Nitinji, please.
डॉक्टर प्रमोद पडोळे, मंच पर बैठे हुए सभी महानुभाव और उपस्थित सभी सम्माननीय भाई और बहनों, सबसे पहले डायमंड जुबिली के उपलक्ष्य में मैं सभी विद्यार्थियों को, प्राध्यापकों को और विशेष रूप से VNIT को वर्ल्ड रिकॉग्नाइज इंस्टीट्यूशन करने में जिन लोगों ने आज तक कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है, ऐसे सभी लोगों को हृदय से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ, शुभेच्छाएं देता हूँ। VNIT और यहाँ से जो विद्यार्थी इंजीनियरिंग की पदवी लेकर बाहर निकले हैं, वो अनेक क्षेत्र में बहुत अच्छा काम उन्होंने किया है। सेक्टर में नेतृत्व किया है और यहाँ से जो ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ उसका उपयोग करके उन्होंने देश के विकास में भी बहुत बड़ा योगदान दिया है। मैं तब इसका नाम विद्यार्थी था और मैंने भी अपने जीवन में विद्यापीठ विद्यार्थी संघ के राजनीति से शुरू की थी और नागपुर यूनिवर्सिटी के विद्यार्थी होने के नाते मेरा अक्सर VRC के साथ, यहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स के साथ भी काफ़ी संपर्क आता था। जो विशेष रूप से मेरिट में पास होते थे उन्हीं को एडमिशन मिलती थी और एक प्रकार से यहाँ एडमिशन मिलना ये बहुत प्रेस्टिजियस माना गया था और इसलिए मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि इस इंस्टीट्यूशन ने देश को अनेक ऐसे इंजीनियर्स दिए हैं कि जिनके जीनियस आउटस्टैंडिंग परफॉर्मेंस के कारण अनेक क्षेत्रों में काफ़ी बड़ा परिवर्तन हुआ है। मेरे सामने बैठे हुए बहुत से लोगों को मैं पहचानता हूँ, जहाँ जहाँ उनको करने का मौका मिला है वहाँ वहाँ उनका बहुत ही क्वालिटेटिव कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है और इसलिए उन सभी व्यक्तियों को भी मैं बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूँ, उनको भी शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। एक और अच्छी बात हुई है कि जब कोई भी विद्यार्थी अपने महाविद्यालय को छोड़कर चला जाता है तो उसका उसके साथ ज़्यादा संपर्क नहीं होता। मैं डॉक्टर पडोळे जी को, चौधरी जी को, कामत जी को विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद दूंगा कि उन्होंने ऐसे विद्यार्थी थे उनके साथ संपर्क करके उन सब माजी विद्यार्थियों को इंस्टीट्यूशन के डेवलपमेंट और प्रोग्रेस में इन्वॉल्व किया है। आज मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई कि एक एक बैच ने, किसी ने स्विमिंग टैंक बनाया, किसी ने टेनिस कोर्ट बनाया अलग अलग प्रकार की सुविधाएं उन्होंने इस इंस्टीट्यूशन के बारे में जो उनकी एक जिम्मेदारी थी, जो उनके मन में अटैचमेंट थी, उस भाव में उन्होंने उदार अंतःकरण से काफ़ी मदद की है। और मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में जहाँ से हम पढ़े हैं, जहाँ से हमको विज़न मिली है और जिसके भरोसे जीवन में सफलता मिली है, उस इंस्टीट्यूशन को याद रखने में इन सब माजी विद्यार्थियों ने जिस प्रकार से इनिशिएटिव लेकर ये काम किया है, ये भी अपने आप में एक अनूठा ऐसा कार्यक्रम है। मैं इसके लिए विद्यार्थियों को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, उनका अभिनंदन करता हूँ। जब बहुत बार मुझे VRC में आने का, VNIT में आने का जब मौका मिलता है, तो मैं आग्रह से एक बात कहता हूँ कि नीड बेस्ड रिसर्च एंड रीजन बेस्ड रिसर्च ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। आप जहाँ काम करते हो, वहाँ के एरिया में आपके रिसर्च के कारण अगर कोई बदल होता है, तो निश्चित रूप से वो सोशो इकोनॉमिक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए बहुत उपयोगी होता है। हमारे महाराष्ट्र में 75% ऑफ द मिनरल्स महाराष्ट्र के विदर्भ में है। हमारे 80% फॉरेस्ट महाराष्ट्र का विदर्भ में है। और स्वाभाविक रूप से फॉरेस्ट बेस्ड मटेरियल और मिनरल बेस्ड इंडस्ट्री, इसको काफ़ी बड़ा प्रोत्साहन यहाँ मिल सकता है। इसके साथ साथ आने वाले समय में जो फ्यूचरिस्टिक टेक्नोलॉजीज़ है, उसके बारे में भी काफ़ी काम होता है। आज पूरे दुनिया में ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी में सबसे बड़ा कैपिटल अगर कोई है तो नॉलेज है, टेक्नोलॉजी है। और मैं तो अक्सर बार बार इस बात को दोहराते रहता हूँ कि इनोवेशन, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, रिसर्च, स्किल्ड एंड सक्सेसफुल प्रैक्टिसेस, वी नेम इट एज नॉलेज एंड कन्वर्शन ऑफ नॉलेज इनटू वेल्थ, यही हमारे लिए भविष्य है। और ये जो बात है, ये इतनी महत्वपूर्ण है कि जब नीड बेस्ड रिसर्च होता है, रीजन बेस्ड रिसर्च होता है, तो उसके परिणाम बहुत दूरगामी होते हैं। एक 25 दिन पहले CSR और सेंट्रल रिसर्च रोड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साइंटिस्ट मेरे पास आए थे और उन्होंने मुझे एक प्रेजेंटेशन दिया। प्रेजेंटेशन था कि जो राइस स्ट्रॉ है, परली, इससे बायो बिटुमिन बनाते हैं और ऑर्गेनिक कार्बन, बायोचार उससे बनता है। 70% बायो बिटुमिन, 30% बायोचार। अब आपको पता है कि परली के कारण कितना बड़ा समस्या है। कल मेरे पास दिल्ली के LG आए थे। दिल्ली में आज सुबह मैं आया हूँ, 2 दिन में रहता है तो इन्फेक्शन हो जाता है। इतना दिल्ली के पोल्यूशन की समस्या बहुत गंभीर है। और इसका सबसे बड़ा कारण है कि ये जो राइस स्ट्रॉ है, परली है, ये जला देते हैं। अब इंडियन ऑयल ने सोनीपत में 1 लाख टन परली वो ले रहे हैं और उसमें से 1 लाख लीटर इथेनॉल और करीब 150 टन बायो बिटुमिन पर डे तैयार कर रहे हैं। और ये जो राइस स्ट्रॉ से भी बायोचार, ऑर्गेनिक कार्बन और इसके साथ साथ ये जो बायो बिटुमिन बना है, इसका टेस्टिंग जब हुआ तो ध्यान में ये आया कि वो हमारे पेट्रोलियम बिटुमिन से 7 गुना ऐसे विशेषता है उसमें कि उससे अच्छा है। मैंने तुरंत उनको कहा कि ये ट्रैक्टर मोल्डेड यूनिट अगर हर गांव में जाएगा और बिटुमिन बनेगा तो पूरा लेने के लिए हम तैयार हैं। हमारे देश में 80 लाख टन बिटुमिन लगता है और हमारी रिफाइनरी 50 लाख टन बिटुमिन तैयार करती है और 25 से 30 लाख टन बिटुमिन हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं। ये इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट है, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है, पोल्यूशन फ्री है और इंडिजिनियस है। इस प्रकार की अनेक बातों पर संशोधन हो रहा है और ये विशेष रूप से बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। मैं ऑटोमोबाइल के साथ मेरा मंत्रालय का संबंध होने के नाते मैंने तो तय कर दिया कि ये पेट्रोल और डीजल को देश से निकाल देना, क्योंकि इसके कारण जो नुकसान हो रहा है वो बहुत बड़ा है। पोल्यूशन इज़ अ बिग कंसर्न। और इसके साथ साथ कभी कभी विशेष रूप से ये हमारे लिए एक समस्या बनी हुई है कि पेट्रोल और डीजल और जो फॉसिल फ्यूल है उसका इंपोर्ट 17 लाख करोड़ रुपए पर हुआ है। इस देश के इकोनॉमी से 17 लाख करोड़ बाहर जा रहे हैं और ऊपर से इतने बड़े प्रमाण पर हमारे यहाँ पोल्यूशन हो रहा है। पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, रोपवे, केबल कार, फेनिकुलर रेलवे, बहुत सी बातें हैं, मास रैपिड ट्रांसपोर्ट। अभी हम नागपुर में ब्रॉडगेज मेट्रो बना रहे हैं। काफ़ी कम पैसे में अच्छा काम हो सकता है। लद्दाख और लेह में हमारे एक आईआईटी के इंजीनियर ने गोवा में एक फेनिकुलर रेलवे बनाई और मेरे पास 700-800 करोड़ रुपए लद्दाख लेह के सीआरएफ के बाकी थे। तो मैंने गवर्नर साहब को कहा कि वो पहाड़ी पर लोग रहते हैं, तो उन्होंने ऐसा डिज़ाइन किया कि जानवरों को भी ले सकते हैं, भेड़ बकरी को, मोटरसाइकिल भी को ले सकते हैं, ऊपर में लोग भी बैठ सकते हैं और ऊपर तक जा सकते हैं। तो करीब 40 योजना तैयार की है और अभी हम उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करने जा रहे हैं, जो इंडिजिनस टेक्नोलॉजी है। मैं 260 रोपवे, केबल कार और फेनिकुलर रेलवे बना रहा हूँ। बड़े प्रमाण पर हमारे हिमाचल में, उत्तराखंड में हाइड्रो पावर है और जब पीपीपी मोड में वो वायबल नहीं हो रहे थे तो मैंने दोनों मुख्यमंत्रियों को बुलाकर ये कहा कि तुम्हारे पास हाइड्रो पावर तुम्हारी स्ट्रेंथ है, तुम अगर 10 साल के लिए अगर पावर फुकट में देते हो और जो बनेगा यहाँ रोलिंग स्टॉक उसका जीएसटी स्टेट का अगर एग्जाम करते हो, अब फॉरेस्ट इन्वायरमेंट ने भी उसके लिए इन्वायरमेंट का क्लियरेंस नहीं है, ज़रूरत नहीं है ऐसा कहा है, तो पीपीपी मोड में पब्लिक प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगी, क्योंकि सरकार के पास कंस्ट्रेंट है और इसलिए बड़े प्रमाण पर वहाँ भी 16 रोपवे का मंजूरी दी है। तो ये सब करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन काफ़ी बातों की ज़रूरत है और ये छोटी छोटी बातें लोगों का जीवन बदल रही है। मैं जब मंत्री करके मैंने जब चार्ज लिया तो हमारे यहाँ नागपुर में भी साइकिल रिक्शा चलता था। महल से निकलकर हम लोग 2-2 लोग 4 लोग उसमें बैठते थे तो तिलक पुतले के चढ़ाव पर वो खींचता था। वो मन को बहुत वेदना होती थी कि ये कितनी बुरी परिस्थिति है। डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया कहते थे कि मैं ज़िंदगी भर ऐसे रिक्शा में नहीं बैठूंगा। दीनदयाल उपाध्याय कहते थे कि जिस दिन ये प्रथा बंद हो जाएगी उस दिन इस देश के इतिहास में सुनहरा दिन होगा। और जब मैं इसका मैकेनाइज्ड ड्रिवन ई रिक्शा की कानून को ला रहा था तो मेरे ऑफिसर्स ने मुझे कहा कि ये एक्सल तो ऐसा ये सब यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो कंपनी आ गई कोर्ट में, उन्होंने कहा कि हमारा मटेरियल यूज़ करके ये ई रिक्शा बना रहे हैं। काफ़ी विवाद हुआ सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, तो मैं भी अस्वस्थ हो गया, 6 महीने लटका रहा मामला। तो अटॉर्नी जनरल को बुलाकर कहा कि आप, मुझे लगता है कि मैं भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अगर अपील हो तो मुझे अनुमति दो। तो पर आप मुझे बताइए। तो मैंने उनको कहा ये 1 करोड़ लोग आदमी को आदमी धोने का काम कर रहा है, खींचने का काम कर रहा है, ये अमानवीय प्रथा है। और इस प्रथा को बंद करने के लिए महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा है कि जब गरीब के हित में अगर आप कोई निर्णय करते हो तो कानून तोड़ना पड़ता है तो जरूर तोड़िए। इनके मटेरियल को यूज़ करके अगर ई रिक्शा 70-80 हज़ार रुपये में किया, हम मामला जीत गए और आज देश से 1 करोड़ में से 90 लाख लोग ऐसे हैं, शायद साइकिल रिक्शा अब दिखता ही नहीं, अब ई कार्ट आ गया, मैकेनाइज्ड ड्रिवन ई रिक्शा, और पूरी तरह मानवता के आधार पर इन गरीबों को जो शोषण हो रहा था उससे मुक्ति मिली। यही टेक्नोलॉजी है। पर टेक्नोलॉजी में और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि हमारे जो साइंटिस्ट काम करते हैं वो स्वाभाविक रूप से उनका कंसंट्रेशन टेक्नोलॉजी की सक्सेस स्टोरी बनाने में ही होता है। पर प्रूवन टेक्नोलॉजी, इकोनॉमिक वायबिलिटी, अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल एंड मार्केटेबिलिटी, ये चारों बातें भी उतनी इम्पॉर्टेंट है। अगर टेक्नोलॉजी कॉस्टली और इकोनॉमिक वायबिलिटी नहीं है तो सक्सेस नहीं हो पाती। और इसलिए हमारे अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जय जवान जय किसान के साथ जय विज्ञान की भी बात की है और मुझे लगता है कि इसमें बहुत महत्व है। और मैं तो चाहता हूँ कि हर चीज़ के अल्टरनेटिव ढूंढो। ये सीमेंट वाले और स्टील वालों ने मोनोपोली करके, शायद कमल साड़ा मेरे ऊपर नाराज हो गए हैं, ये कार्टेल कर करके रेट बढ़ा कर हमको बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा लेना पड़ता है। अभी मैंने वो फाइबर ग्लास का वो भी स्टील लाया है। आप अभी नया नया कंक्रीट की कल्पना आ रही है। अगर कंपटीशन रहेगी तो सब बराबर ज़मीन पर ठीक चलेंगे। मोनोपल्ली हो जाएगी तो आसमान पर हाथ टेक जाएंगे, तो फिर वो एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे। तो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल अल्टरनेटिव तैयार होने चाहिए। टेक्नोलॉजी में फ्लैश जैसे वेस्ट मटेरियल के उपयोग का भी एक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है, और वेस्ट मटेरियल हर रीजन में, हर ज़िले में जो होते हैं उसका उपयोग करना चाहिए। मैं अभी एक कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, मैं तो कोई इंजीनियर नहीं हूँ, पर बहुत बार लोग मुझे गलती से इंजीनियर समझते हैं। तो मैं बहुत बार कहता हूँ कि अभी मैं इंजीनियर नहीं हूँ, पर मुझे अभी 3 डिलीट मिली है, चौथी अभी मैं कल लेने वाला हूँ। तो ये डिलीट भी मुझे मिली तो मुझे अपनी हंसी आती है। मैं बीआरसी का फॉर्म भरने के लिए आया था तो मुझे एडमिशन नहीं मिली क्योंकि मेरा परसेंटेज बहुत कम था। अब लोग बोलते हैं कि आप इंजीनियर हो, तो मैं बोलता हूँ मुझे तो एडमिशन भी नहीं मिली तो मैं कैसे इंजीनियर हूँ। तो बोले आपके 6 वर्ड रिकॉर्ड हो गए इंजीनियरिंग के। तो मैंने कहा ये तो मेरा क्रेडिट नहीं है। अभी मुझे जो 3 डिलीट मिली उसमें 2 एग्रीकल्चर साइंस की मिली। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से मुझे तब कभी कभी हंसी आती है कि मुझे तो एडमिशन भी नहीं मिल पाई थी। अब बहुत कॉन्वोकेशन में, आईआईटी में, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में मैं जाता हूँ और मैं जो मुझे लगता है वो बोलता हूँ। तो मुझे अभी अमेरिका में काफ़ी लोग सुनते हैं। मैं बीसीजी कंपनी के कार्यक्रम के लिए गया था, तो वर्ल्ड की इवेंट थी। तो उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि आप ही आइए, ये पूरी वर्ल्ड में रिले होने वाली है। तो मैंने उनको कहा कि आप वर्ल्ड में हो रही तो आप अमेरिका वाले किसी को बुलाओ, मुझे क्यों बुलाते हो? तो बोले अमेरिका के लोगों का चॉइस है कि आप बोलो। तो मुझे कभी कभी इस बात का आश्चर्य लगता है। मैं तो प्रैक्टिकल बात कहता हूँ, और छोटे छोटे लोग ये काम करते हैं। पेशवे जी है यहाँ, उन्होंने एमएसएमई में, एग्रीकल्चर, रूरल में काफ़ी अच्छे रिसर्च किए। कल मुझे 2 दिन पहले छत्तीसगढ़ के मुख्यमंत्री जी ने पूरे बिल्डिंग को गोबर से बनाए हुए पेंट को सरकार में मैंडेटरी कर दिया। अब ये जो पेंट मेरे काल में शुरू हुआ, ये इतना अच्छा पेंट है, डिस्टेम्पर भी है, इनेबल भी है, दोनों भी है, और क्वालिटी में मार्केट के किसी पेंट से कम नहीं है और आधे प्राइस में है, जिससे 5 रुपये किलो का भाव हो जाएगा तो गाय कोई बेचेगा ही नहीं। गोमूत्र की कीमत, गोबर की कीमत और दूध की कीमत, तो टेक्नोलॉजी बदल कर सकती है। और इसलिए टेक्नोलॉजी को हमारे सरकार की, मोदी जी की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है। और टेक्नोलॉजी से ही देश का भविष्य बनने वाला है, एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ने वाला है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट पोटेंशियल बढ़ने वाला है, ग्रोथ बढ़ने वाली है, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट वेल्थ हमारे देश में तैयार होने वाली है। और ये वेल्थ क्रिएट करने से ही आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनने वाला है। इसी करने से सुपर इकोनॉमिक पावर इंडिया बनने वाली है। केवल मेरी आखिरी में एक ही प्रार्थना है कि हमारे टोटल जीडीपी ग्रोथ में करीब 22 to 24% मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर से आते हैं, 52 to 54% सर्विस सेक्टर से आते हैं, और एग्रीकल्चर की कंट्रीब्यूशन 12 से 14% है। हमारी एक समय 80% पॉपुलेशन गाँव में बसती थी, अब हमारी 65% ही पॉपुलेशन गाँव में है। गांधी जी कहते थे कि हमारा देश गाँव में बसता है, पर 30% पॉपुलेशन माइग्रेट हुई है, और जो माइग्रेट हुई वो खुशी से नहीं हुई है। वो माइग्रेट इसलिए हुई है कि वहाँ अच्छे एजुकेशन की फैसिलिटी नहीं, अच्छी स्कूल नहीं, अच्छे हॉस्पिटल्स नहीं, रोजगार नहीं, एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट्स को सही भाव नहीं, तो स्वाभाविक रूप से वहाँ बड़े प्रमाण पर माइग्रेशन हुआ। मैं बहुत 2004 से काम कर रहा हूँ। अब मुझे उस समय पहले कोई भी बात आउट ऑफ बॉक्स करो तो कोई विश्वास ही नहीं रखता, घर वाले भी नहीं रखते। जब मेरे पत्नी ने मुझे एक बार कहा, मैं खाना खाने बैठा था, तो मैंने कहा कि पानी से हाइड्रोजन निकलेगा और वो नाग नदी का पानी है, वो शुद्ध होगा, फिर सोलर लगेगा, फिर इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर आएगा, फिर हाइड्रोजन निकलेगा और गाड़ी चलेगी। तो उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि तुम्हारे बातों पर मेरा ही विश्वास नहीं बैठता तो बाकी लोगों का कैसे बैठेगा। तो मैंने विक्रम किर्लोस्कर जी को फ़ोन किया। आज उनका देहांत हो गया है, अभी नहीं है वो, अभी 1 आध महीने पहले। बहुत अच्छे थे, ये बायोफ्यूल में उन्होंने मेरे साथ बहुत अच्छा, टोयोटो के चेयरमैन थे इंडिया के। तो उनको मैंने कहा विक्रम कुछ भी करो, मुझे हाइड्रोजन वाली गाड़ी दो। बोले उसका परमिशन, ये बोलो बाकी छोड़ दो, सब परमिशन, मैं मंत्री हूँ, मैं लाता हूँ, मतलब भेज दो गाड़ी। वो गाड़ी मैंने लाई, पहले पार्लियामेंट में ऑब्जेक्शन लिया कि हाइड्रोजन स्फोट हो जाएगा पार्लियामेंट में, तो गाड़ी कैसे आएगी। यानी लोगों के मन में बहुत संभ्रम थे। सब क्लियरेंस हो गया, मैं हाइड्रोजन की गाड़ी मेरे घर पर है, मैं घुमाता हूँ, हर मुख्यमंत्री को चक्कर देता हूँ आए के बाद, बोलता हूँ ये तुम्हारे यहाँ करो। अभी फ्लेक्स इंजन की गाड़ी है वो देता हूँ, और मैं अभी इलेक्ट्रिक के गाड़ी में ही चलता हूँ या इथेनॉल की, मैं पेट्रोल डीजल के गाड़ी में नहीं बैठता। तो मैंने तय किया कि इसमें नहीं बैठता। तो धीरे धीरे लोगों को विश्वास पड़ता है, इट टेक्स सम टाइम। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये जो निश्चित रूप से जो वेस्ट अवेलेबल है एग्रीकल्चर में, वो मेरा विश्वास है कि हमारा किसान अन्नदाता जो है वो ऊर्जादाता बन सकता है। और ये VNIT में आप थोड़ा काम करिए हमारे गांव, गरीब, मजदूर और किसान के लिए। ये बहुत आवश्यक है कि चंद्रयान का संशोधन, सैटेलाइट का संशोधन, सब कुछ करो आप, ये कोई महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, पर हमारे जीवन में उसका क्या उपयोग है? इसका उपयोग देश के लिए है, पर हमारे यहाँ कोई ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी जो यहाँ के गांव के लोगों की तस्वीर को और भविष्य को बदल देगी, तो हम आपको जीवन भर नहीं भूल सकते। और इसलिए अब ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन, इथेनॉल, फ्लेक्स इंजन, इलेक्ट्रिक, अब इलेक्ट्रिक बैटरी में हमारी मैडम बैठी है उज्ज्वले से, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है ARI में। तो अब काफ़ी बड़े प्रमाण पर ये सब हुआ है। JCB को मैंने कहा था अभी कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट वालों को कि आप CNG यूज़ करो। मेरे आग्रह के कारण ज़बरदस्ती उन्होंने JCB बनाया। अब रशिया में उनको 1000 JCB का ऑर्डर मिल गया। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये निश्चित रूप से आने वाले समय में फ्यूचरिस्टिक टेक्नोलॉजी एग्रीकल्चर रूरल सेंटर मानकर और गांव, गरीब, मजदूर, किसान के कल्याण के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी को प्रायोरिटी देनी चाहिए। दूसरा, एनवायरनमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, क्योंकि इकोलॉजी, इकोनॉमी एंड एनवायरनमेंट, इकोनॉमी एंड इथिक्स, 3 पिलर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और अभी तो प्रदूषण बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, और इसलिए प्रदूषण को दूर करने के लिए हमको बहुत ताकत से काम करना चाहिए, अन्यथा इसके कारण हमारे स्वास्थ्य के ऊपर बहुत गंभीर परिणाम हो रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि समाज की आवश्यकता, गांव, गरीब, मजदूर, किसान की आवश्यकता, रूरल एग्रीकल्चर, ट्राइबल सेक्टर की आवश्यकता, इसके रिसर्च को प्राथमिकता दो। बाकी भी रिसर्च करना चाहिए, वो देश के लिए आवश्यक है, वो नहीं करना चाहिए ऐसा मुझे नहीं लगता। आज तक भी आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है और आगे भी ऐसा काम होगा। डॉक्टर पडोली जी के नेतृत्व में काफ़ी परिवर्तन हुआ। पिछले बार जब मैं यहाँ आया था, प्रणब मुखर्जी आए थे, तब आपका हॉल देखकर मैं बहुत गंदी कमेंट्स करके यहाँ गया था कि आप इंजीनियर हो, आर्किटेक्ट हो, इतना घटिया हॉल बना हुआ है यहाँ, तुम इसको तोड़ दो। पर आपने उसी को अच्छा बनाया। मैंने भी ऐसा प्रयास किया था कुछ दिनों के बाद आप तोड़ोगे इसको, क्योंकि महल में मेरा घर था, मैंने पुराने घर को मिट्टी वाले बार बार बनाया। आखिर एक दिन मुझे ध्यान में आया कि पुरानी चीज़ नई नहीं हो सकती, पुरानी चीज़ को तोड़ना ही पड़ता है। फिर भी आज अच्छा बना है, बहुत अच्छा बना है। टॉयलेट अच्छे होने चाहिए, हॉल अच्छा होना चाहिए। मैं तो अक्सर कहता हूँ कि जिस ऑफिस में, जिस कारपोरेट का मूल्यांकन करना है, तो पहले उसके टॉयलेट कैसे देख लो। अगर टॉयलेट साफ सुथरे अगर अच्छे, तो समझो ये प्रोफेशनल मैनेजमेंट है। अगर टॉयलेट गंदे होंगे तो समझ लेना ये गड़बड़ है। ये हर चीज में परफेक्शन चाहिए। नो वन इज परफेक्ट एंड नो वन कैन क्लेम दैट ही इज परफेक्ट। उत्तम, अधिक उत्तम, सर्वोत्तम, अप टू इन्फिनिटी। और इसलिए परफेक्शन की ओर जाना और नॉलेज के साथ प्रोफेशनल अप्रोच भी सिखाना चाहिए। हमें नौकरी मांगने वाले नहीं चाहिए, हमें नौकरी देने वाले चाहिए। मैं तो बहुत बार ये कहता हूँ कि टेक्नोलॉजी से, रिसोर्सेस से, कैपिटल से एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इम्पॉर्टेंट है। और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आप क्या सिखाई है? अभी हमारे नागपुर में सिम्बोसिस इंस्टीट्यूट शुरू हुआ, उनने काफ़ी अच्छे अलग अलग कोर्सेस लिए हैं। तो टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप होगी तो ग्रोथ में और उनके विकास में भी काफ़ी बड़ा फ़ायदा उनको अपने जीवन में होगा। और इसलिए ये देश के विकास में आपका बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है। हमारे नागपुर और विदर्भ में के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा है। और माजी विद्यार्थी जो आए हैं उन्होंने भी आपको बहुत उदार अंतःकरण से मदद की है। डॉक्टर पडोले जी ने भी काफ़ी अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लेकर काफ़ी सुधार किया है। विश्राम जामदार थे, उनकी मुझे विशेष रूप से याद हो रही है। वो भी लगातार पडोले जी और वो मिलकर काम करते थे, मेरे पास बार बार आते थे। उनका दुखद निधन हमारे लिए बहुत ही धक्का है। मुझे बार बार लगता है कि ये कैसे हो गया, और आज वो हमारे बीच में नहीं है। पर उनका आज जो उनकी स्मृति में यहाँ एक हॉल भी बना है, और आज जो किताब भी निकला है, मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। विश्राम जी मेरे बहुत नज़दीकी अच्छे मित्र थे, कर्मठ थे, और वो भी कॉलेज के लिए बहुत कमिटेड थे। और इसीलिए ये कमिटेड लोगों के कारण एक अच्छी जनरेशन, अच्छी फैकल्टी, और स्वाभाविक रूप से सबके योगदान के कारण ही इंस्टीट्यूशन की क्रेडिबिलिटी बनी है। और क्रेडिबिलिटी ही हमारा सबसे बड़ा कैपिटल है। गुडविल, क्रेडिबिलिटी, ऑनेस्टी, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, यही 21वीं सदी का सबसे बड़ा कैपिटल है। और इसलिए जिस प्रगति के साथ इसकी प्रगति हो रही है, मैं डायमंड जुबिली के उपलक्ष्य में सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ, और अपनी बात को समाप्त करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नितिन जी। नितिन जी ने नागपुर के लिए पिछले 7 वर्षों में जो किया है, वो आज तक के नागपुर के इतिहास में इतना प्रोग्रेस इस शहर का कभी नहीं हुआ, और उसके लिए एक बहुत जबरदस्त। दूसरा, नितिन जी का जो दृढ़ विश्वास कि पहले कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाओ, पहले हाईवेज बनाओ, समृद्धि अपने आप आएगी। This is something that we as engineer must appreciate greatly. And for many of you who are new here, जो पहली बार आए हैं, इन्हीं के एफर्ट के कारण आप अब नागपुर से शिरडी तक का डिस्टेंस 4 घंटे 30 मिनट में 520 किलोमीटर्स 4.5 hours सपने में भी नहीं सोच सकते। Thank you very much, Nitin ji, and request dignitaries now they are free to leave. Sir, we appreciate your gesture, always respecting us, और हम बार बार आपको ऐसे तकलीफ देते रहेंगे सर। All the audience will remain seated. Allow the dignitaries to leave. We have a very interesting session coming up. Thank you, sir. Request all of you please remain seated. Very interesting session coming up. Decoding the legends. 6 legends, 6 decades. Something absolutely great to listen to. May I invite the moderator? Any guess who is it? It's going to be Shashikant Chaudhary, nobody else. Meanwhile, may I invite Milind Kulkarni? Milind? Are you around? Please. As I told you earlier, we have now started an independent organization, duly registered the VNIT Foundation.
Hello. So after this great speaker who talked about so many great things about the vision for India, they bring me in, NRI from Santa Clara. So what we have done is incorporated a non-profit in the US called VNIT Alumni. So we want faith, trust, whatever, all the meanings that WAFA means. So if you have children, if you have friends, if you have batchmates that live in America, please, and many of you who are here, please donate to the WAFA. The website is VNITNA, which is vnitnorthamerica.org, and all your donations are tax deductible. So I
I encourage all of you to please contribute, and we can help scale up our endowment that we are trying to build up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milind. Friends, we have a very interesting panel discussion coming in terms of like, you know, the legends decoded. So we have one legend from each of the batch who would be coming over here. First and the foremost, let me call Dr. Suresh Deshpande. Dr. Suresh Deshpande, sir. Where is he, Dr. Suresh Deshpande? I am waiting for Dr. Suresh Deshpande. So he must be little bit somewhere else. So in the meanwhile, by the time he comes in, joins. Guys, please be seated. Friends, please be seated there. We have second dignitary who would be representing the batch of 1970 to 1980. He is Mr. Kamal Sada. Kamal Sada ji. So Kamal Sada, please come on the dais, please. And recently, Kamal Sada ji was on the cover of India Today. Starting from a very small town and making it to 1,500 crores net worth. He was on the cover, 1974, pass out from VNIT. And I'd been to his place, and he's into the multiple sectors in terms of mining, steel, rolling, IT, civil. He has constructed power plants, thermal power plants, hydro power plants. He has 1,000-acre dairy. He has 2 brands in the agricultural division. So he's one of those alumni who has spread his arms around multiple verticals. So Kamalji, please have a seat. Next, I would request Rashmi Urdhvarashe to come on the stage, please. As Mr. Nitin Gadkari was mentioning about, she has done tremendous work when she was director at ARAI. So please welcome her. She would be representing the decade of 1980. She retired as a director of ARAI in June 2020. She is now President SAE India Senior Advisor to PKC. She has written 2 books. One she has co-authored, and second she is an independent author of a book called as Women and Workplaces. She is honored with a Nari Shakti Puraskar 2019 at the hands of Honorable President of India. Next legend for the decade of 90s is Mr. Pratik Pashine. Mr. Pratik, can I have you over here? Yeah, Pratik is coming, 1990 batch. The decade will be represented by Pratik, who heads the enterprise business at the Jio. He served almost like for 2 decades in the Tata Group and then moved on and hold multiple positions in the Tata Group. He has worked with several companies named as Tata Services, Teleservices, Tata Communications, Taj Group, Speech and Software Technologies, Tata Lucent, and Tata Industries. 20 years with Tata, and Mr. Pashine has been recipient of prestigious Fulbright Scholarship in Carnegie Mellon in 2006. And he has done a lot of work in the WiMAX area and the telecom space. And also you can look at his fitness kind of stuff, because apart from being in a corporate strategy and marketing MBA, He is avid lover of adventure sports, playing squash, table tennis, cricket, and is recipient of many sporting awards at the club and inter-corporate level. So we have here Pratik. The last decade, which is being represented by one of the youngest alumni, is the decade of 2000 to 2010. And we have the alumnus, the youngest among the lot, with almost like, pass out of 2009, computer science graduate from VNIT, Shantanu Deshpande. Founder of a Bombay shaving company, and is a very, very well-known internet personality. If you want to connect to anybody in the startup community in the India, he just give him a call, and Shantanu would, one person, one degree away for connecting any of the startup CEOs in India for that matter. He's also an ambassador for Olympic Gold Quest. He worked with McKinsey. After graduation, he did his post-graduation from IIM Lucknow, and currently he also works as an advisory position at McKinsey. So please welcome Shantanu Deshpande. And now I am still waiting for my... कहाँ से? अरे आ गए sir. Oh, so Mr. Suresh Deshpande, please give him a round of applause. 1963 batch, electrical. And he is called as CFD Gandhi of India as per Bharat Ratna AP Abdul Kalam. He is recipient of a DRDO Academic Excellence Award 2002 in CFD and given by Honorable then Prime Minister Sri Vajpayee ji on 11th May 2003 in Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi. Of course, after graduation, Dr. Suresh went on to do a Masters in Engineering in Aerodynamics and 1965 from ISC and PhD in 1970. I mean, the list is so much, it's very difficult to comprehend in terms of like in a very short amount of time to really talk about the kind of the things he has worked right from the national level to international level up to the level of, all the international conferences on the CFD many times. Mr. Suresh Deshpande was keynote speaker. So we have a very illustrious panel over here, 5 decades, 5 legends. And we really want to know, and we want to decode how these people also became successful and what are their views with respect to VNIT. So that's the panel. So we would love to hear from the panel members over here, and let the proceedings begin. And I will start with some of those questions which anybody could pick in. Okay.
We would like to felicitate the guest, Shashi, to present a memento and a special book to Sri Sureshji Deshpande. To my very special friend, who was my elder brother, a batch senior, Kamal Sada. Next to a woman whose achievement make us very proud, Srimati Rashmi Urdhvarashe. Next to the man who makes us communicate very effectively, Pratik Pashine. And finally, believe me, here's a half a million, 5 lakh followers on LinkedIn. A guy who is so well known because of his VIT Connect. Shantanu. Thank you, Shashi. All yours. People are waiting to listen to this.
Yep. So all set. So guys, be ready for the panel where we are decoding these great guys who are sitting over here. Each one kind of a mighty person in his own field, right from the CEO and founder to the president of Reliance Jio, $100 billion kind of a club. India Today, Gandhi of CFD, Dr. Sureshji, Rashmi Gadkariji talked about it in terms of your contribution. So let's start with 1963. Just two incidents of college remember most. And each one take a start.
If it is not too much of bother, can I request the people who are sitting backbenchers like me to please come and join us here, right in the front, please, quickly. Backbenchers, come and join us right in the front.
Hello. Very nice to be here. The first batch of this college, called as REC then, and now VNIT. I think it was held in Sadar. It was held in Sadar, and I'm very jealous of all of you. You have such excellent facilities compared to the times that I had. It's very nice that we begin with Deshpande and end with Deshpande. Yeah. Fantastic and very proud of that. Not only being a Deshpande, but a former student of a great institute. My first remembrance is my excellent teachers of this college. Professor D.J. Thomaskar, Professor Paithankar, Professor G.S. Pandit, who taught us electrical engineering, Professor Mukherjee, who taught us theory of bending, Manohar Pathak, who taught us traction. And next is my classmates. Some of them are here. Ramesh Bora, Sudhakar Diwale, Santosh Jain, I think Nathu Rambhad, even Pramod Navgare. My first kind of brush is the excellent teaching of my teachers. Can you hear me now? Can you hear now? Problem.
Hello.
I think the first thing I learned in these classes is what is now called in Europe mathematical representation of physical reality. I was so surprised that impedances of circuits are complex numbers, which are very real, but the theory of complex numbers is so useful. Also, the professor of mathematics taught us vectors which were very useful in understanding electromagnetic fields. And when I went to Department of Aerospace Engineering as an electrical engineer, Department of aerospace engineering as an electrical engineer, some faculty members scared the hell out of me, saying that you are an electrical engineer, how will you make it to aerospace? So Professor Rodam Narasimha, who later on became my PhD guide and became Padma Vibhushan, he told me you have a special advantage because in Nagpur you have learned the electric magnetic field. And he also said that students from VLC are really very good. So I remember the training I received and the certificate and endorsement I got from ISC Bank.
Thank you. Those were the nice memories back there. Kamalji, your stuff, in a brief, can you talk about your two incidences which you remember the most?
हेलो
Yeah.
थ्री इडियट्स सबने देखी है? देखी है ना? तो जो एक इंसिडेंस उसके डायरेक्टर ने हाउ इंडक्शन फर्नेस ऑपरेट्स, व्हाट इज द थ्योरी बिहाइंड इट, इन पर्सनल वाइवा एक्सटर्नल इंटरव्यू चल रहा था और हमारे कॉलेज का एक स्टूडेंट था जिसका मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहता हूँ, और उसने कहा था इंडक्शन पर मोटर ऑपरेट्स लाइक दिस, and this was one incident in our college which I wanted. Was bit sad. I was tour secretary and we have planned a trip from engineering college students, our batch, to south. And in Mahabalipuram, actually few of the students went for swimming. And it was noon time and sea turned. And मैं पागल सरी का रुपए लेके, क्योंकि लैंग्वेज तो आती नहीं थी, I was tour in charge. So बचाओ बचाओ कर रहा था. That was the incident. Unfortunately, one of his students died. And there was Air India strike, only one aeroplane company at that time, and Telangana style. So their family could not come. And we all together, actually our students used to do everything, even cremation and all that. So that was the incidents. Yesterday only actually we sat together and we were sadly remembering those students. That was.
So Rashmi, you being, you are balancing our panel in terms of like all male members here, and you are representing the female, gender over here. And during those times, way back in the 1980s, your two incidences.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me? This is better? Yeah, hi, it was very difficult in those times to be, can you hear? Yeah. It was very difficult. In fact, that's the only which I can think of. One incident is very deep into my mind. You know, it was in first semester we used to have those exams, which engineering drawing. So we would make a profile, a portfolio, and submit it, and the next day the orals would be based on that portfolio. So I went for the oral exam, and my portfolio was just not to be found. Somebody had stolen it. And I'm sure that person might be there sitting somewhere. And that taught me a lot, in fact. Because without that portfolio, the oral happened and I did very good. And in fact, I scored maximum marks. without my portfolio. That taught me a lot. And the second one, incidence I remember, where I tested the failure for in my life, where I failed in one of the sessionals in a subject which later on I did my master's, electronics engineering.
Amazing. Yeah, now we are. Hello. Hello. Yeah, so we are now moving from 1960s, 70s, 80s and coming to a decade which is a modern decade right now. And Pratik, you represent that decade. And we see lot many people from 90s batch over here. And, you know, you have a unique perspective in terms of in between the batch as well as, you know, the perspective of even the technology, the kind of the corporate and also the sports together. So what are your two incidences which you think?
So my memory of 4 years is actually split between the cricket ground and the auditorium because that's where I spent maximum amount of my time. I was hardly found in the library. I think I first entered the library in the 4th year where I was told that it doesn't look good that you don't have a library pass. One incident that I recall very fondly, we were the first group of students, and I think the professors thought it was a type 2 error. Wrong set of people have entered VRC because this group of 16, 18 people were always found, without fail, without exception, always found on the cricket ground. And it didn't matter whether there was an exam next day, but we were at the cricket field. So we realized later on that the professors had a very, very bad impression, saying, yaar, kahan se bande aa gaye in log? Exams are there tomorrow and we are still there. It so happened that when the results came out, we were about a group of 16, 18. And somebody had finished 4th in the university, somebody had done 7th. And the change immediately happened. We suddenly became from the type 2 error to the role models. And I recall a couple of professors who had their sons in the engineering college, senior to us, being scolded by their dads, saying, dekho, un log dekho. These guys play every day, still do very well in studies and you're not doing well. So that's something that I recall. I was reminded of another incident in college very recently when some of the MLAs were flown to Assam. We all know about that incident. But that happened with us in our first year. As part of the university student representative election, we were actually closeted in Professor Garud, who was then the principal, in their house so that nobody else can come and hijack us. So that story repeated about 25 years later when we heard the Assam incident. So these are two of the incidents I recall during my 4 years here.
Yeah, interesting. And it always the people who are the outliers and who do those kind of activities. We have seen people taking the position at the helm in the corporate. And Pratik, you are an example for that. Shantanu, coming to you, you really represent a young generation and you really represent, now, I mean, there is a youngest in the lot, and though there is a generation changes every 3 years, but still you are the youngest one. And you also represent the very, very, you know, loved brand in India. And your journey in terms of like from VNIT to IIM and then starting McKinsey and then starting your startup. Many of these people want to do startups and those kind of things and they want to take inspiration from you.
Yeah.
And would love to know your couple of incidences at VNIT itself.
Yeah, in fact, one of the incidents, first of all, it's a big privilege to be on such a stage. Thank you so much for the recognition. And I feel very humbled to be in the presence of...
Nazdik, Mike Nazdik.
Am I audible now? Okay, sorry. No, I think, sir, I'm very humbled to be here. It's a big privilege to be in the august presence of such alumni. And I think the first incident happened probably here in this room itself, which is the AIEEE counseling. This is 2005 when I took admission here. And my father and I had come. And I think at that time, basis your rank, Maharashtra domicile students would get, this could be the home NIT, or you had 2 or 3 seats per department in other NITs in the country. That's how the system was. Professor Moghe was around, and after the after the options were put in, he and my father knew each other, and he asked me, "Hey, what have you chosen?" Because my rank was good, and I said, "I've chosen CS at NIT Nagpur." And he said, "That's a brilliant choice. You know, we have amazing faculty, and so many people have gone on to their masters and this and that." And I was listening, and then he asked me, "What prompted you? You could have gotten NIT Trichy or Suratkal. Why did you choose NIT Nagpur?" And then the real reason I was very embarrassed about, and I didn't tell him. And my father, who did not know the real reason, kept prodding me, "Hey, tell him what your real reason is. Yeah, he's asking you a question, professor." And I said, "The football ground looks really awesome." so Professor Moghe looked at me, and that defined our relationship for the next 4 years. Because I was extremely good at cracking exams, but horrible as an engineer. So hence, thankfully, I changed courses and went on to do my B school. The other incident, I remember I broke my knee on the football ground, and I was on crutches for my entire 7th semester, which was the best thing that happened to me, because then I could go to the library, prepare for CAT, and do a lot of those things. So instead of going out on farewell parties and so on, so it allowed me to focus at the right time. So those two things kind of shaped who I am today.
Interesting. Hold on that mic, because we'll now come this side,
Okay.
river side. So tell us, I mean, VNIT was a part of everybody's life. Which are like two incidences which really contributed in your professional or personal life, where you feel VNIT has contributed?
I think so. That's the thing with engineering, right? You go from 17 to 21. For us, it's a boy to man or girl to woman transition, right? Especially when you're in a hostel, you're shaped by the people who you are surrounded with most. I think the two things that happened was, one was, again, we used to have coding assignments, and I was a horrible coder, okay? I used to just copy assignments from my classmates, change the variables from ABC to IJK and so on, and present it. Professor Umesh Deshpande was very good at catching, you have copied this. And Karan, who I used to copy a lot from, who was very generous at that time, is probably sitting here. And most professors I could kind of get away with, or they let me get away with. Professor Deshpande sat me down and told me that, "Shantanu, you're a smart kid, and you seem to have intent in the right place, but don't take the shortcut on things that matter. And in life you will lose the big game. It's okay on coding, I'll give you a 7-pointer or whatever, but don't do this in the future." And that stayed with me. And after that, I kind of changed my approach to life pursuits in general, which is never to take shortcuts. I still remember what he had told me. At that time, I felt a little humiliated and so on, but the best lesson ever.
Yeah. Pratik would love to know.
So, to me, engineering didn't teach me electronics. This 4 years taught life skills, and I think that's what carried through. And I often see in my corporate career, I come across people, and there's a distinct difference between engineers and the non-engineers. And I can say that here, because everyone here is. And that's your ability to look at a problem and to decode it, break it into pieces, and do a logical thinking. And I think that's what is my biggest takeaway from this 4 years of engineering. It's just the way you approach a problem. And I think that will stay with me for the rest of my life. So that's the biggest contribution this 4 years of engineering have done for me. I wouldn't talk about microwave or electronic circuitry, but how you look at a problem and how you approach it.
Yeah, interesting. Rashmi, your question changes now. Your question is changed now.
Okay.
So, the question is more towards, if you were the director of VNIT, what are the two things you would change?
Okay, first is,
And why?
Dr. Padore talked about diversity and inclusion. I think I would nurture it to the greatest extent. And the second is something which we also heard, it always remains in my mind, is how do we really put to use the knowledge that all of us have generated. 40 years of my service in automotive has resulted into multiple things. I would like to put it to the use of this college, to the students, faculty and everything. So can we channelize this? There are people like me who are ready to give it back. That's something which I would, as a head of this institute, would try to do.
Okay. Yep. Kamalji, you are part of many industries and यानी आपने तो मैं जब रायपुर आया था तो मैंने देखा तो आपने कुछ छोड़ा ही नहीं तो यानी right from the startup investing he has a portfolio I don't know what I don't want to talk to in the public but from the dairy to mining to power plant and all those kind of things it's an empire to be believed what you have created in Raipur starting with almost like 5 lakh of rupees and coming to that तो अभी तो आपने काफी देख लिया इंजीनियरिंग देख लिया अब आप अगर डायरेक्टर की पोजीशन पे रहते तो क्या करते
देखिए सब why I could do this is the only one thing. I got a book in our library which changed my life.
Wow.
And the book name is Business is People by Rustam ji. And that taught me fundamental of entrepreneurship, leadership, and something like that. It is still actually imprint in my mind.
Wow.
And that's what I would like to do to make here students enterprising. More, yes. And enterprising requires confidence, determination, guts, passion, and persuasion. And also teamwork, how to enthuse your team and all that, something like that. That will help in life. I am not a management student, but that book itself was sufficient for me to how to deal with the people, how to decentralize, how to give challenges to them, something like that.
Right, interesting. That one book changed your life in a way, in a nutshell, and that you got in the library of VNIT itself. Dr. Suresh ji, I mean, your Lifetime Achievement Award, even from VNIT as a distinguished alumnus, you both are distinguished alumni award winners. You bring in a lot of perspective on the research side and you are known as a Gandhi of CFD all over the world. So, आप अगर डायरेक्टर रहते तो, आप 50 साल आपने देख लिया, institutions, you have seen VNIT, you have seen ISC. What are those 2 things you would like to change?
Hello, friends. Aerospace is a very high technology area, and we require highly talented minds to contribute to the aerospace. The borders are defended by our services, but they require the latest weapons and the latest technology, and that requires R&D. Unfortunately, these days there is a fashion, and Dr. Rajaraman, chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, said that the best students do not join atomic energy, do not join ISRO, do not join DRDO. They join highly paying jobs, 1 crore package, 1.5 crore package, and so on. We still don't have the gas turbine engine, the engine for the fighter aircraft, the engine for the marine. We still don't have various types of seekers homing onto the enemy targets. We have to import them. We require best minds. And all students want to go to computer science first. Computer is a very small part of an engineering system, a very small part. And even there, a lot of software comes from abroad. Hardware, we are still behind. So I think if I were the director, I would like to bring in some special incentives for the students to join we did not have what is called as WLR at the time. Now we have a weapon locating radar. Very few students go to radar engineering. So I think some special incentive package is required for the best minds to take other branches of engineering and join DRDO or atomic energy.
Absolutely. This very, very classical, perspective brought in by Dr. Suresh Deshpande. I mean, that's very classical, the new age jobs which we see. And even the people who join and get those kind of salaries, they openly say that we don't deserve it, but market is offering us what to do.
You know, as a student in Nagpur, I had developed love for Gita. And I was once invited by the committee cantonment to give a lecture on Gita. Brigadier commander, and I began my lecture there. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Krishna. Partham is the services of our country. And the Dhanu is the DRDO which makes those weapons. Moved me, and I decided to go in defense. And I was very proud that I first got a letter from Dr. Kalam saying any missile payload is entering the atmosphere and under missile technology control regime that is denied to us. So the Shivaji spirit of Marathi became fired up in me, and I decided to develop a computer program simulating the atmospheric re-entry of the first Agni payload.
That's the Deshpandes for us. I mean, Baji Prabhu Deshpande, the Shivraya you talked about, and there are two Deshpandes, senior most and the junior most over here, who are carrying that mantle forward. And I think, Kamalji, you can pick up on that thread in terms of, you also have a great influence of, Gita, and, you really practice that stuff in your professional life. Just tell in a, 1 minute.
Bhagavad Gita is also a management book. You can say so. Any adversity or any challenges, and you can find answer from that. Either you call whatever leadership quality and all that I briefly mentioned, that's all inclusive in Gita. And I read every day, only 2 pages. Follow them actually in my day-to-day life. And life is not enough to understand Gita. That's what I personally feel.
Yeah.
Maybe you will require many lives to grasp it totally, 100%. That's what I personally feel.
Beautiful words. There was some advice coming from Dr. Suresh Deshpande to Dr. Padole, the senior most in terms of, if at all, he was the director with the right spirit. Now the advice is going to come to Mr. Uday Kamath, because that advice is going to come from Shantanu to start with. If you are the chairman for Alumni Association, which are the things you would want as a part of the functions, alumni activities, which will help all the stakeholders of the society?
Yeah, I think, is it working? No, I think one of the things I'm guilty of, yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, one of the things I'm guilty of, honestly, is while I've stayed in touch with the friends I've made at NIT Nagpur and the connections I made here, I have not stayed in touch with the institution. Yeah, I think while I have stayed in touch with my friends and some of the relationships I built at the institution, as an institution I have not stayed in touch, even though that is something that naturally has come to me when it came to my school, or when it came to IIM Lucknow, or the McKinsey alumni group, or even McKinsey as an institution where I joined back as an advisor. So I am someone who gravitates back to institutions that I have been a part of. VNIT, for some reason, maybe it's because I have never lived in Nagpur or been close enough. I do think the first thing is just kind of outreach, because if there was outreach, I think reciprocity could be an expected outcome. That's one. I think, again, because I have not taken, front foot on this, it seems wrong to advise. But I wish that if I were there, I think just over communication of the shared context which so many alumni have, and then creating chapters where there is more frequent meeting of minds. And with more than just networking, I think genuinely, for me as an entrepreneur, I would love to recruit NIT Nagpur alums or invest in NIT Nagpur entrepreneurs and so on. I'm sure everyone on the stage would agree. So creating frequent fora for that would be, I think, the second thing, which is outreach, and then more frequent purpose-based shared context creation.
I would echo most of what Shantanu said. See, one spends 4 years in an engineering college and 2 years in a B school, which is what I did as well. And the connect at B school, unfortunately, is higher than the engineering. And it's very surprising because emotionally, I'm a lot more connected with people of engineering college. So I think I would say, first, I'm guilty of not taking the first step, so I don't want to preach. But things like, I would say two things. One, can you, and I was very glad when I heard about the America chapter. I think chapters, I'm sure there are hundreds of people in Mumbai, but we don't have a Mumbai chapter, or if there is, I'm not aware. So I think creating local connects is one. And second, I think digital platforms. We can hugely leverage digital platforms to create topics of interest for alumni. And I think through that, we could probably connect more. I think this deserves a lot more engagement than what we've been able to do. And I don't want to say more because I'm culprit.
So that guilty conscience is playing a little bit on your mind. So obviously, but there is an effort that needs to be done on alumni side, association side, as well as to create that kind of an outreach and more aggressively. I mean, we are not that aggressive enough in terms of reaching out. So maybe that's a kind of a takeaway. Your question is now a little different because it's been almost like close to 40 years you've been graduated. What is that advice you will give to your younger self?
On terms of technology, engineering, or any general?
Any general.
Well, if my son is ready to listen to my advice, I would say to him, stay focused in your life. Don't lose just because you have lots of opportunities for change of job, change of engineering teaches you certain things. You have captured it in engineering colleges. You can build your career on it as per your choice. But once you have chosen it, stay focused. That is something which I have done in my life. I did graduation in electrical engineering, ended up into automotive. I stayed through. I learned a lot. I upskilled myself. So the focus is what really kept me going over 40 long years of service to automotive world. So that's that.
That's very nice to hear from you. Especially, I still remember our conversation in your canteen when I was at Pune, in terms of your experiences at VNIT, being a female member at that point in time. And lot of things have 30% of our population of VNIT itself is more than 2,000 girls on the campus. So a lot of things have changed from your period to this period now. Kamalji, coming back to you. So what's the advice you would give to the younger ones? Because you have done multiple things in your life. So if all young people are sitting over here and they want to know, what they could do, and the similar kind of advice you will give to young Kamalji.
Be a good human being. That's the one advice I would like to give to everyone. And be considerate for others. That's all. And rest actually, because they will pursue their interest in any way in their life. But if you are more good human and positive energy and all that, then only you can succeed actually in your career. That you can make it more purposeful, more satisfying. And that's what I would like.
Absolutely to the point. I mean, it's very interesting to, in fact, I was at Raipur and I was visiting his facilities over there. And everybody for that matter, when we were having a tea in the canteen, he was sitting with some other people. And there was senior general manager who was sitting with me. And he says that this person has got a third eye. I mean, he can look into the future and almost predict what's going to happen. And many of the bets in his life he has taken, it's upon his what that intuition, you might call them as a third eye, but the kind of intuition, and incidentally, I went there in the morning and there was bidding going on, 9 o'clock, and you said, Shashi, the bidding is going on, just wait for half an hour. Half an hour the bidding was going on for all that coal mines, and Kamalji called his person, छोड़ दो ये सब, अपना बंदे को बोल दिया वापस आ जाओ, ये आपस में भिड़ने वाले हैं, ये bidding अभी 80 पे जाएगा, आप लोग वापस आ जाओ. And exactly in the evening the same thing happened. And that guy was, talking to us as how could he knew कि जिंदल और ऊपर में ये झगड़ा चलेगा और उस जो bidding होगा, ये bidding में हमको फंसना नहीं है, आपको निकलना है.
एक्चुअली उसकी वाइफ हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट थी, एंड मैं नहीं चाहता था कि वो बिडिंग प्रोसेस में
उसके बाद वहाँ रुके.
हाँ, और उसके बाद भी वो बंदा जो रुका हुआ था, तो मैंने उसको कहा कि ये अपने को मिलने वाला नहीं है, आप जाओ, बंद करो, कंप्यूटर बंद करके भागो.
That's it. Again, he being considerate to that particular person, and that really, I was witness to that. It was amazing. Suresh ji, abhi now you have been, how many years now? 60 years in the journey? You are the oldest in the hall? He is the old, don't think so. He is the oldest in the hall. He believed that he is the oldest in the hall right now, 1963 batch. In fact, we have Mr. Zog, who might be sitting somewhere here, 1960 batch. So right from 1960, I don't know where Mr. Zog is. Mr. Hedau was supposed to come in. Maybe he was 59 batch at the age of 87, but maybe 60, but he had his problem with respect to the prostate and he couldn't make it. But the people, and their friends, 1960 batch, friends were forcing him, कुछ भी कर लो, थोड़ी देर के लिए चलो. इनका कहना था कि मेरा ऑपरेशन हो चुका है, व्हील चेयर पे चलो, मगर VNIT में एक बार तो आ जाओ. That's the kind of the camaraderie these people have. So now you are from 1963 batch. What's the advice to the younger Suresh Deshpande?
So friends, I am like Shalar Mama, fighting very bravely at the age of 80. So my advice to the young people, many years ago, I read a paper by Chinese scientist when Deng Xiaoping was the boss there, what is called as CNP, Comprehensive National Power of a Nation. And India comes down there in that CNP. A slight amendment to what Thomas Alva Edison said, genius is 99% perspiration and 1% aspiration. I have made a modification, 1% inspiration. I have modified that. 89% perspiration, 10% inspiration, and 10% collective national aspiration to make India the biggest nation, increase the CNP.
क्या बात है? The last questions which are coming, and then we might be opening it to the audience right now. I don't know how we are doing on the time. Uday, you have to tell me in terms of the time how we are doing. But then, there is always a kind of and this is not a part of the, there's a new question which is coming up right now. So that question is more towards, you all people you have topmost positions in your kind of field for that matter. And people even the college looks up to you in terms of, your expertise, your knowledge. And in general, the feeling for the last 60 years has been that people are not able to contribute meaningfully into the college. Ecosystem, maybe the students or maybe the alumni, they are the part of our all ecosystem plays. How can we really create that mechanism where the people like you can share your expertise in a meaningful manner, not like coming to a program. That's one part of the piece. People will come, join program, then we'll have a felicitation, all that kind of claps and all those things, but that's a one-time stuff. How can we make it in a programmatic effort? Shantanu, will take on that, and then maybe, Pratik, you can take a next stab at that.
No, very good question. I think something which I think will be very helpful. I think one is there are some very tactical steps, right? I think institution-industry collaboration, there are many things that have worked. So one is academic. So alumni who are academicians outside to come back to the institute and be incentivized and promoted to be take courses or teach teach what they know, right? And we see the IITs do it, we see B schools do it. I remember alumni coming into IIM Lucknow and taking 6-week programs on entrepreneurship, 6-week programs on business, is step number one. Step number two, I think, is just connect a mentor-mentee kind of mapping, right? If, for example, if there are entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs in VNIT Nagpur, to connect with me, maybe 5 or 6 people for a 1 year long apprenticeship, where for 2 months I bring them to Delhi, they will work with me, shadow some of my top people, and I will kind of coach them. That again creates association for me with the institute. Or if they want to work in telecom, maybe they can work at Geo. So just creating mentor-mentee situations, their own way of doing it. That's number two. Third is recruitment. I think just making sure that NIT Nagpur alums are the ones recruiting NIT Nagpur students is an amazing way to create more and more shared context. So I think there are some very tactical ways to do it. Second is, of course, I don't think that calling one off and then felicitation and then that one spiky event doesn't work, because everyone disengages and then it's over. But long term, constantly, if you're doing something with very clear purpose behind it, and maybe themes around it, I think that's the second thing. I think that's when we're seeing a flywheel. I think the issue is that now there is inertia, and there is this alumni are so spread across both 60 years of time, geography, different industries, that now shared context is almost minimal, right? If we were not together, 5 of us were on an aeroplane today, and there is very little chance that we would have had a conversation. We would not even know, right? Because we don't work in the same field, we would not have the same batchmates and so on. But if we are able to create a flywheel of shared contexts, then I think it will get going. This is a 5-10 year engagement, an investment by the institute, and some alumni have to kind of put their foot forward. I'm very happy to do it, because I do it for McKinsey and I do it for IIM Lucknow, but I think some of us will have to kind of reach the midpoint and put in the 5 years of effort to get this going.
Yep, absolutely interesting point. I mean, you mentioned about the shared context, because unless there is a shared context to any kind of initiative, there could be only one-sided game. In VNIT Association also, what we have done is created only a platform, and we are now retiring the batches of 70s. Our batch is getting retired, 1980s. Uday is going to be getting retired, in the next 3 to 6 months, and we want to hand it over to the batches of 90s and 2000, your batches, to take this mantle forward. And that's where we are really looking at you in terms of how we can make that engagement meaningful. So Pratik, your take on that.
So I would not just stick to the Alumni Association, but also go out to, say, Professor Padole. Some of us, and it did not be people in the academia, some of us could actually take credit courses. And there are topics, whether it's engineering topic or management topic, we could come and take courses which actually count against a credit in a sense. And I think that's something I have done for other institutes. So if we just foster that and say, okay, for their subjects, we're going to create a panel of alumni, and they will come and teach students, that automatically creates a connect. And it's relevant. And I was just telling my colleagues, my batchmates a little while earlier, that we learned UHF and microwave, but all I remember was Fourier transform. What I did not study was the application of UHF and microwave, which I'm doing right now in my day job. So getting industry people contextualizes the application of theory into practice, and I think that's what is more important. So I'm ready to put my hand up, Professor Padole, if we can create a template or a format where the alumni come back to teach, and it need not be from academia. That's my one input. Another thing that I feel very strongly, and I wish I learned it in my engineering college rather than learn it much later in life. And that's feedback to my colleagues, my juniors here, as well as to Professor. When you join REC or NIT, you're top of the class. You've topped your whatever PCM or whatever entrance exams. You are 17. And one thing I learned when I went for my Fulbright scholarship in CMU, there was this coach, and she said, Pratik, you're an above average intelligence person, which all of us are, by the way, all of us who have passed out from VNIT. And said, people with above average intelligence typically do not do well in life. And the reason being that you're surrounded with mediocrity.
Yeah.
And you go through constant frustration because you do not see others being able to do what you are able to do. And that constant frustration actually drives the top intellect people not to reach the top of their chosen field. And that's such a great learning. I mean, I realized it because that's what was happening. And what I'm trying to say, Professor Patel, is how do we integrate engineering with some of the other softer skills? Because all of us are going to go and work with somebody, work with colleagues. We need to put attention to those softer aspects, organization behavior, humanities, also as subjects. Here we do humanities as, at least during my time, one course in one year, and that's about it. But I think equipping engineers with softer skills, with life skills is equally important compared to what you're learning in the chosen field. So just my 2 bits.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of like, those skills are going to be so important, and we give less emphasis on that. So great point coming in from you, Pratik. And Rashmi, you want to have a take because you are part of research and academics and both, and you've written 2 books. So now we want to hear from you.
Yes, I would like to extend what Pratik said, that there is always a gap between what the industry needs from the young engineers or young professionals. So that gap can be identified very clearly by the alumni who already are in that field. So that will help the college, that will help the students, that will help also the professionals. So another thing which can be done and should be done is the faculty members themselves need an upgradation continuously. Their research capability needs to be enhanced, not just through the college facilities and the environment, but the real industry projects on which they can work. So that's something which can be a new dimension which will create better place for the overall ecosystem that we are talking about.
Sure. Kamalji, now we are almost getting to the fag end of the program because now lunch is in between all of us, and then really want to know, after that, maybe Suresh Deshpande being the senior most will have a last chance to take a stab on that. So, with respect to the kind of the engagement programs, participation, how can we really increase the perception of VNIT outside? Because VNIT has really scored beautifully in all the dimensions except for the perception. Perception score was the lowest, and even some of those private colleges, they were having the kind of ranking, and we are lacking in those kind of areas. How do we go about it? What's your thought process?
Look, actually, you had seen the doctor's fraternity. If a doctor is written actually in the card, and one junior doctor also comes, what kind of actually reception he gets, that's missing actually in our engineering fraternity. First of all, creative. Even actually, I write actually in my card, Dr. Patel was saying, what do you mean by ER? Actually, everyone should write ER in visiting card. So how conversation starts? लिखा नहीं है यहाँ पर मैं इंजीनियर हूँ भाई.
बराबर.
कार्ड ही बताएगा. And when you start conversation, अरे भाई किस इंस्टीट्यूट से किया है? ये नहीं पता है VNIT से किया है, कोई बैठा हुआ है, हम काम कर रहे हैं, बिजनेस कर रहे हैं किसी के साथ में. अभी एक सज्जन आए मेरे पास में, मिस्टर सचदेव, बोले हम आपके यहाँ कंपनी से डील करते हैं. तो मैंने बोला भाई डील करते हो, लेकिन अगर मुझे ये पता रहे कि ये बंदा VNIT से है और हमारी कंपनी से बिजनेस रिलेशनशिप है,
हाँ,
तो एक अलग ही बॉन्ड बनेगा.
Correct. Correct.
So that actually we should start in this direction, and then only
correct
interactions will be there.
So I think, as an alumni, as Dr. Kamalji, as you have said, we have to start, putting that brand out. I am a proud VNIT, and then we have to let the society know also Yeah, something like that. On the cards, you can
Yeah.
you can write that we are from proud VNITian kind of stuff. Maybe that could be a starting point for the conversation.
We can think of actually how to identify ourselves. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes, very nice. Suresh ji, last comment.
See, already I see that over years, yourself, Shashi, Professor Padole, and Joginder over there, I think you have taken a lot of interest in promoting this contact with the alumni. It was not there before. And being emotionally attached to this college, we are very happy to participate. So this effort has to continue. Otherwise, Shantanu and Suresh will not come together. From there to here.
It's a long journey.
And he correctly said, we have VNIT, present administration can look at what are the different mechanisms. There could be foundation day lectures, endowment lectures, there could be special scholarships. I think people could join either the academia, the R&D, or the industry. And let me tell you one secret. Whenever I was a member of the big selection committees in the country, RAB, Recruitment Assessment Committee of CSI, RSC, Recruitment Assessment Committee of DRDO, I had a soft corner for VRC boys.
On that note, I mean, we have all those, combination present right from the age Deshpande Square, right from like to the 2000, from the startup world to the corporate world to the research and academics world to entrepreneurship in the multiple real academic research. They have brought in so much of perspective in terms of how to, take the VNI mission forward. And we are really thankful to you to come over here on a very, very short notice and attend this particular panel. I think your views, we will like to take it forward, and almost your younger generation is going to take up that mantle and drive it forward, because we are now in the part of the oldies generations. So thank you all for that.
What a wonderful panel we had. Look at the span of people on there. Deshpande ji right to Shantanu. And this is just a small percentage of what we have all around the world. Effort should be, they deserve a very loud round of applause for whatever they have shared with us. I have learned more than what I have done in last so many years. Thank you very much for being here. Just 2 minutes of your time. Request Joginder Singh Son to come and propose, Executive Director, to propose a vote of thanks, and then we will all stand up and sing the national anthem to conclude this program.
Before Jogi give the vote of thanks, I would like to thank all of them, particularly for extending their supports, for engaging the various classes and these things. In fact, we are trying for that. Some of our alumni like Rahul Bagadia, he has been engaged in developing the EV lab. Particularly, I am telling this to then also they are helping. In fact, Shashi, they are engaged in organizing the entrepreneurship courses. So a lot of things, but we know that this is just a starting, beginning, lot to do, and we'll take your advice, particularly for the soft skills. We are taking some of the steps for our training and placement department. Now we are organizing 40 over 4 courses for our students from second year to the final years. There this soft skill and other things, they are also being addressed. A lot of things are there. Beginning is there, but we'll require a lot of support and help, and I'm happy that you have extended that. Thank you very much.
नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल। मैं ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा आपका। मैं VNIT AA की ओर से सम्मानीय नितिन गडकरी जी, पडोले सर, उदय सर, शशि सर और आज हमारे पोस्ट मास्टर जनरल श्रीमती शोभा माधे जी यहाँ पर आए थे, उनका हृदय से आभारी हूँ। इसके साथ ही डायमंड जुबली के कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में सहयोग करने सभी स्पॉन्सर्स, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, रिटायर्ड प्रोफेसर, दूर दूर से आए अलुमनाई, बफा अमेरिका मेंबर्स, स्टूडेंट वॉलंटियर्स को धन्यवाद देता हूँ, और वह सभी लोग जिन्होंने प्रत्यक्ष अप्रत्यक्ष रूप में कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में सहयोग किया, उनका भी धन्यवाद देता हूं। अंत में एक शेर के साथ मैं अपनी बात को समाप्त करूंगा। मुश्किलें जरूर हैं मगर ठहरे नहीं हैं हम, मंजिल से जरा कह दो अभी पहुंचे नहीं हैं हम। धन्यवाद।
Request all of you to please rise for the national. We have the lunch just opposite this auditorium, and don't forget the evening program. That's a icing on the cake. The evening program and the grand gala dinner after that. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you all for bearing with us. At 5 o'clock, near the promenade where the Visvesvarya statue is there, there is a high tea organized. Wherever you are moving around in the campus, please come over. 5 o'clock near Visvesvarya statue, facing the admin block. Thank you very much.